Hello, everybody. Welcome to PinTech Live. We're going to start very soon.
Love you too.
George and Taylor in the house. Let's go.
Is that your initiation, right?
It was. I've got 2 or 3. Alright, we're live.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special episode of PinTech Live. You can see why, because I have Taylor Bancroft and the George Gomez with us today, and we're going to go over some awesome new Insider Connected updates. And then, of course, we have Kyle up there hanging out. He's silent. He's silent. Hi, how y'all doing?
Hello.
Kyle, say hello to the nice people.
Hello, Internet. How's it going?
Hello.
We're
It's
very
so nice to be here.
we're very honored to have both of you here. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for inviting us.
I know it's been quite a busy week, so I hope this is a bit of a reprieve from busyness. And yeah, this will be a good time for you guys to talk about the successes of Insider Connected. Should we do introductions, Emoto, or is there anything you wanted to do before
absolutely.
that? Okay.
Sure.
So since most people might know something about George, let's learn something about Taylor. I met Taylor at the Houston Arcade Expo 2021. And we had a lot of fun playing pinball and talking about pinball. And then one day, bam, she's working at Stern doing some really cool stuff. What do you do?
Yeah, that's exactly how it happened.
Just bam.
There's nothing in between.
I know. I want to know what the process is. Like, how did you go from wherever you were to sitting next to George Gomez and working with him? That's like so many of our dreams.
Painful. It's painful.
It is.
You don't have to lie, Taylor. I am a harsh taskmaster.
I still have like whiplash from it all, to be honest. But I love pinball more than anything in the world, and I'm still very new at it. So I feel like my obsession started like 3 or 4 years ago, and that like interactive storytelling and then the physical skills involved, it just got me hooked right away. And now I'm just like in leagues and I compete, and it's an absolute lifestyle. And so just kind of how everything worked out was I was working. I was going back to school for computer science, and I was sitting there one day thinking like, all right, Taylor, what would your absolute dream job be? Like, shoot for the stars. This will never happen. And I was like, well, pinball. Like, that would be the absolute dream. And I'm like, hey, well, who would be the best, what would be the best pinball company in the world for it? It's like, Stern. Yep. And so I went on, I did something crazy, and I reached out, and George responded back and got me into contact with the lead systems engineer at Stern named Mark Vitorelli. And I was floored. To get a response, but actually, like, he spent his personal time contacting me and mentoring me and opening a line of communication, and just teaching me about the company and about the projects, and then it kind of just happened like that. And then I had an interview with George at Pinball Expo 2021, and I was wearing my Halloween costume.
Taylor, so you sent, if I recall, you sent an email, right? And it was essentially a cold call email, right?
I sent an email to tech support.
That was it, yeah.
Yes.
So a lot of times, I think that we've been bad at saying, send emails here versus there. And so emails come in for all kinds of random things, and they land in all kinds of strange places. And so I'll get sometimes it's somebody looking for a job, but it might have come in from tech support. Those guys forward it to me. So I think I don't remember the timeline exactly, but I remember that I got the email, I looked, and I think you had attached a CV of some sort, right? A resume.
Oh yeah, I went real nerdy with it, and I put a full-on cover letter.
Right. So we at different points in time, we're looking to A, grow the studio, and B, diversify the studio, and try to get a lot of, we have a pretty good mix. We have, some young people, we have some old guys like me, and we have some people in between. And so, part of that, I think part of the strength of the studio is this kind of, this sort of diversity, right? And so everybody brings different ideas, different perspectives, and I think the products are all better for it. So I think when they sent me that, I forwarded it to Mark because you had an interesting background in it was psychology and computer science, and that was that was fascinating to me. And now you didn't know this, but we were, I was knee deep or neck deep, if you will, in Insider Connected at the time. And so, and I think the vision for Insider was that at some point in time, this is an entire business unit inside the organization that, that sustains the product, evolves the product, and connecting the games. I've been, I think that I've said all along, it's going to impact every aspect of the business, right? It's going to impact how we collect information that we can use to improve the games, to improve how we sell them, how we interact with customers, how we service them, every aspect of the business, right? How we manufacture them. So, I mean, right on the assembly line, they're using the QR technology to actually get the games ready to go and all this kind of stuff. So I think that we were knee deep, or neck deep in this. It was long after knee deep. We were drowning in Insider Connected work.
Barely stayed afloat.
I said I sent it to Mark. So I think, how long was it that you talked to Mark?
Oh man,
months, right?
Yeah, I mean it was a little over half a year, and this was like a consistent every other week.
Mark was giving you a little sort of ideas about like, hey, try this or look at this or learn this and back and forth. And then when Expo came around, by that time, Mark was actually talking about bringing you into the development side. And I said,
I wanted to code it first.
Right.
Yeah, that's how I reached out.
I said, I'll tell you what's interesting about you, because you were sending us ideas, right? You were putting stuff down on paper and sending us ideas, and I was reading the ideas, and I was like, I don't know. I think she might be a great fit for Insider, and so I think that's really kind of how it evolved. And so then when we met at Expo, you had a whole deck that you had put together, and so the impressive thing to me was the fact that you had actually thought into Insider, and you got it. You knew where I was going, and so you were feeding back to me, even though we had shared nothing about Insider. You were feeding back to me stuff that we were going to be doing. So I was like, yeah, Mark, I'm sorry, she's not going into development, into Insider.
And I'm so excited about it. I think it's just perfect fit. And it's all Insider Connected is already so cool, and it has a world of potential and opportunities to keep growing the hobby and the games. And it's just so exciting to be a part of this project.
Right. So there's a woman that this audience is not familiar with who was pivotal. I mean, both Mark Guidarelli and Erica Fromm were pivotal in Insider being what it is, and so Taylor's day-to-day existence is managed by mentored and managed by Erica, who is incredible in and of herself. I mean, she's just an amazing engineer with a tremendous amount of experience in a variety of different things, and so. So while Taylor technically reports up to me, her day-to-day is managed by Erica, and so it, and Taylor, I mean, talk a little bit about what you do, like what's your day like? I think people would be interested in that.
Sure. Yeah. So 10 o'clock every morning, I get on a meeting with Erica. And we sit and we discuss, hey, what are the priorities? Have they shifted? Has there been something that's come up that we have to kind of tackle? Is there some sort of, for example, for a game release, we need to make sure that certain ducks are in a row so that we can integrate this game into a larger system. And so, we usually meet there, kind of touch base, and I manage kind of like trainings and conversations with marketing and sales to make sure we're all in sync. I talk with the designers that we have, or the designer that we have for Insider Connected, to make sure things like, Pinball Expo 2022 gets a badge, stuff like that.
So Taylor,
Yeah.
Taylor like interacts with all the different pieces. So sometimes she does like training presentations for sales and marketing on how different elements of Insider work. Sometimes she works with tech support on Insider Connected, issues or things. She meets with with all of the different types of developers that are working on Insider, because there's lots of different kinds of developers working on Insider. And so she's kind of the glue that's kind of like making sure everybody's talking and everybody's on the same page relative to what we're doing and where we want to go. And then, and she's, like we talk about the direction of the features, the evolution of the features, the nuts and bolts of the features,
The nitty-gritty details.
Right? So I think
professional middleman.
Yeah, so but I think I think producers. So I'm used to the producer concept from when I worked in video games, and really the job she's doing is very much how a producer works in a software management environment, right? Where you're managing a software product, and that product is is something that has developers, and it has artists, and it has business people and marketing people and design people all coming together to create it, right?
Yeah, and all of those people are so different from one another. So
They
having
are,
a good producer
and so Taylor has the equivalent of the Star Trek Universal Translator. So she understands when the art guy's waving his hands, and then when when the programmer wants to like open up his his code and look at this, Taylor.
It's great. I think it's amazing to work across so many teams who all have different focuses within the company, and it allows me to like really learn kind of just the big picture and problem solve within the context of the bigger picture. It's been awesome, and especially working under Erica. She's been an amazing mentor and teacher and how to attack those and solve those problems with understanding all those perspectives.
I think, and I also think that Mark Guidarelli's a huge fan of yours, and so I think that he likes the fact that he mentored you early on and got you in and all this, and that Taylor's doing great, and I think she's going to continue to grow with Insider, I think, and we'll see.
Yeah, I'm just so lucky to have all of these mentors. So lucky.
That's awesome. Well, that was a great introduction. Now, Taylor, though, let's go back like 5 more steps. Before you moved to Chicago.
When you were born.
Yeah, when you were born, was it a hospital? No, I'm just kidding. When you lived in Austin, Texas before, so when you got into pinball, was it due to friends or people you hung out with or a certain location? Was it, what was that like?
When I got into pinball, I was living in Portland, Maine, actually.
That was the East Coast times, okay.
It was an East Coast thing. And there's quite a pinball scene in Portland, Maine. And it's an incredible community that I discovered existed. I had no idea. Pinball had rules. And I was bartending at the time, and there was a Bad Cats machine at this particular bar. And I started to play after some stressful shifts, and I got hooked. And my now fiance I met we worked together, and he's an incredible pinball player. He just got the GC on Game of Thrones at Logan Arcade.
All right.
And he was also a mentor to me, where he just taught me everything that he could about these machines. And he used to manage Arcadia National Bar in Maine, which is an incredible arcade. And I started going there a lot. And I'm sure, as you guys completely understand, you just get pulled in. You get pulled into the community and the lifestyle, and so I got welcomed into Bells and Chimes in Portland. Someone reached out to me and said, "Hey, do you want to be a part of this?" And I said yes. And turns out it's an amazing, worldwide organization with chapters all over. And so that's kind of how I got pulled in. So I was there, and then I moved to Austin, and then I got into Bells and Chimes, who's run by Tracy Abrams. She does a great job running.
Love her.
Yeah, she's an amazing organizer. And then moved out here to Chicago, and I'm doing Bells and Chimes in Chicago here too.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
All right, now we know everything about you.
That's it.
Everything. No.
You got it.
And if y'all want to learn even more about Taylor, you can come to Pinball Expo in October, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Buy a drink, chat.
After, not while I'm there.
Off the clock. All right, well, now we need to learn something about the fella sitting next to Taylor, too. I think most people here
Yes.
don't need much of an introduction to who George Gomez is, but how about you give us the 10-cent introduction, George?
What's your tagline?
Wow, lucky to be here. That's my tagline. That's my tagline.
Really good.
No, look, I very
luckiest-
much plan one day to have like a 2-hour sit down where you just tell me everything online. So we'll
Very-
save a lot of that for then. But
Very lucky to have gotten to do the things I do. Yeah, that's me.
It's George in a nutshell.
since he's being modest, George has designed coin-operated video games, console video games, redemption games, pinball games over quite a few decades. Some great games. And now George has
Don't forget
landed.
toys. Don't forget toys.
And the yes, and
I was
toys,
a toy
which is
inventor for about 5 years of my career.
the toys predate the video games. Did the toys predate Spy Hunter?
No, so
Or Tron, rather?
So when I got out of school, my first real job was Midway Games in the late '70s, and it was during that time that I worked on coin-operated, video games. The ones that everybody remembers are Spy Hunter and Tron, and then after that, I went and in 1984, I thought the video game business was over. It was because there was a big.
Boy, were you wrong.
Yeah, boy, was I wrong. But you have to remember that the business was was imploding at the time. It was collapsing, and so I decided that. I thought any day now, I thought Midway was going to fire me, and so I decided I would go get a job. And I thought, what would be a cool job? And I was like, well, I think it would be really cool to invent toys. So I went to work. So I have a degree in industrial design. So I put a portfolio together, and I approached an independent consultant, a company that invented toys and licensed it to all the major toy companies. And so I got a job as a toy inventor, and I worked at that for about 5 years. And then when I came out of there, I spent some time designing novelty games. That's what Kyle was referring to. And it was during that time that I came to light with some of the folks at Williams. They were thinking about starting up a novelty line, and so they offered me a job, and I took it. And it was 1993, and then they lost interest in pursuing novelties and gave me an opportunity to design a pinball machine. And I designed the very first pinball machine I designed was Corvette, and then I did that for some amount of times until I designed a bunch of games there. You guys know what they are, and then in 1999, when Williams got out of the business, a friend of mine offered me a job across the street at Midway. They were at that point making the transition into console games. And so for about 9 years of my career, I designed Xbox and PlayStation stuff. And it was during that 9 years that I got a consulting gig with Stern Pinball doing pinball machines on the side. And you all know the pinball machines. They were, it was Batman in the Dark. It was Playboy, Batman in the Dark Knight. It was Sopranos. It was Lord of the Rings. It was, I'm probably missing one in there, but whatever. So that, and I did those all as a consultant to the company while I was working on on console, Xbox, and PlayStation games at Midway. And in 2011, Gary and Dave, the owners of Stern Pinball, approached me and said, why don't you come and run product development? And so I've been doing that since 2011. We were a very small group, and we were literally coming out of the Great Recession of '08. And the company was very small and had very few resources. So I think I had about 9 people when I, joined the company.
Wow.
I had about 50 today internally, and then I have in development, and then I have a bunch of consultants on the outside in addition to those 50 people. And that's how your games get made.
Easy as that, right? Pinball's easy.
Yeah, amazing.
It gives me goosebumps.
I hear tell that pinball is easy. Clearly, I'm not doing it right, because it seems like it's a lot of work to me. But I think I've seen some expertise on Pinside that says that pinball is easy.
It is.
I'd like to,
You should hire those guys.
Perhaps they can teach me someday what it is that I'm doing wrong.
I don't think you guys are doing a lot wrong. Now, okay, before we jump into Insider, that was a
Kyle,
great...
Can I cut you off real quick, just
No.
because our
Yes,
curiosity is peaking in the chat a little bit?
Yeah.
Just to go back to your toy years, during those 5 years, did you make any toys that we would potentially remember?
Possibly. I did. It's funny that somebody just reached out to me. They heard me talking about my career in toys. And they reached out to me because they're documenting some of a company that I did that I invented some toys and sold them to. So I did some vehicles for the Voltron line, and I did an outdoor water toy for Tonka called Splash Darts, my invention, and I did some little trucks that you remote control inside an arena, and you hit them into each other and parts come off the trucks, and you've got one, I've got one. And then when the last part comes off, whichever guy manages to smash the truck in, and the plastic doors and stuff come off, and they're big 4-wheel drive trucks. That was all the thing back in the 80s. When the last part comes off that truck, there's a switch inside that closes the truck's dead, and the other guy won. So that crash and bash trucks for Galoo. I did that. I did a bunch of stuff, right? And so it's it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
That is really
That's
neat.
awesome.
I want to buy it.
Everyone's
I'll
on
tell you
eBay
that-
right
I'll
now
tell you-
trying to find those toys.
I'll tell you that I couldn't be doing the job I'm doing today, as the chief creative officer for the company and managing all the product development stuff. I couldn't be doing that had I not had all the experiences I had coming up, right? Every one of those experiences teaches you something about whatever it is. And so I'm very fortunate that conglomeration of experiences allows me to be here driving this and trying to make it happen, right? So, I learned something in the toy business about invention and about the notion of novelty and how to entertain people. I learned something in coin-operated upright video games about what is fun, and I learned a lot about managing software development when I ran giant Xbox and PlayStation software teams with artists and software engineers and producers and all this kind of stuff, right? So I think, and honestly, the Insider Connected experience that you're, and the vision for Insider Connected came from, I was very lucky. I was managing that Xbox development team when Xbox Live and PlayStation Network were born. And so my game had to be on Xbox Live and it had to be on PlayStation Network. So that experience, when it came time to connect the pinball machines, I was very influenced by sort of that stuff, right? And honestly, I believe, I'm a huge fan of the essence of pinball, and I have no interest in turning pinball into an Xbox game. But there are things to be learned about how people interact online with the products, with the platform, that I want to create a pinball, a legitimate pinball version of these experiences. And if those experiences, if an experience in that from that world doesn't fit or doesn't evolve into something that we can accept as pinball, I don't want any part of it. I'm not interested. So, but there's things there that, I mean, I said, wow, achievements are kind of like a natural, right? So and achievements are kind of cool because it's sort of like it evolves a rule set that you're already familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you're going to see as we continue to evolve Insider, you're going to see more interactive stuff that has, you're going to see interactions across games. You're going to see all kinds of cool stuff that I think, I mean, Xbox has achievements. Yeah, it does. Ours are way cooler.
They are. I also love achievements because for someone who isn't as familiar with the rules, it's also a great way to learn about them too.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Absolutely.
That's a good point. I've had a lot of family guys, like guys that with young families, tell me that their kids only play for achievements. They don't care about the score. They just want to look at their phone and say, "Look, I got this."
There's something to be said about that, though.
But if you think about it, that's a world they're very familiar with, right?
Yeah, it's a generational thing for sure. And I think, just to touch on what Taylor said, right? A good pinball game, like something that will differentiate a good game from a great game, perhaps, is the choreography of the way the game tells you did a good job, right? You nailed that super jackpot, and the thing goes crazy, lights, sound, and everything like that. That's one way to communicate that was right, good job. But when you get that bloop up of a little achievement like that too, it's like, what did I do there? Is that important to the progression of this game or something, right?
Yeah.
It's another way to communicate with the player, I think, right?
Absolutely.
It's that is kind of fascinating. Now, okay,
I
I really like where you're going
lights.
with the future. I need to ask George about something that happened 20-something years ago. Let's start with the beginning of connecting games. George, modems and the connectivity of the PC and Pinball 2000. I think we touched on this a little bit, but since you are the man behind a lot of that, let's go back to the past. We'll check up what's current, and then I'd love to hear the future spiel. But can you go into a little detail on that in your first?
So I mean, Pinball 2000. You remember? So Pinball 2000 was sort of like the first time when somebody really sort of, kind of gave me the command of the big jet, like, you know what I mean? It's like, it was kind of like, cause we were trying to save pinball. We thought that the company was making noise about getting out of pinball. They ended up deciding that it was a business decision, that they really wanted to be in. That they thought that the money they were spending on in the pinball business, that the returns for that money weren't big enough, and that they wanted to go into the slot machine business, and which turned out to be more lucrative for them, and they were right. I mean, the decision they made was the correct business decision, but as the guys that were passionate about pinball, we were trying to save everything. So we did Pinball 2000 to try to do that. And I had a pivotal role in the pitch that, that concept of the combining mirror, the combined virtual image with a physical space. And then the real magic was the interaction, the notion that if you park a virtual image over a switch or a sensor and the ball comes in contact with that, you get to transform the image, right? Because you know where the ball is, and it appears that you've made this coincidence real. So Pinball 2000, when we approached it sort of holistically. We said, hey, it's an opportunity to, clean sheet of paper, let's redo the platform and everything that we know about it, let's try to improve everything. And connectivity, the internet was really just taking hold, and or had started taking hold, maybe 5 years before, and we were but it was, you know, it was slow going, and it wasn't, the Internet of Things wasn't a thing. So, you know, yet. So, so connecting the pinball machine, and at that particular moment in time, you know, you ran an Ethernet cable, just like you can do today. Which, by the way, if you have the opportunity to do that with your Insider Connected games, the fastest internet connections in the world are those hardwired connections. They're way faster than anything you can achieve in your Wi-Fi, and in some ways, it's a much more stable connection also, because you don't have the interferences that potentially mess with the radio signal. So, so anyway, so back in those days, Wi-Fi wasn't a thing. We ran an Ethernet cable into it, and the heart of Pinball 2000, we actually made a mistake in this. We decided that we were going to pick hardware that was based on a PC, so that we could continue to, as hardware evolved, we could continue to evolve with it. Now, I've seen several efforts of that since, and the problem is that those evolutions of the core platform are never taking you in mind when they happen. So nobody at the motherboard company is calling you and saying, "Hey,
something big's
we're gonna
coming.
change all these protocols because they're better and faster." And yeah, I know you guys made a commitment to this, but so anyway, don't ever do that. But
Taking notes.
so we took an Ethernet cable and ran it in. But the conversation back then preceded, you know, so Xbox Live is roughly 02, 03, somewhere in there, if memory serves. That's when we began to sort of like make, computers had connected way before that. I mean, computers were connecting and people were playing games against each other in 1976 when I worked at Midway, okay? It wasn't common. You know, you were logging into the computer at the University of Illinois and, you know, and playing a version of Space Wars, and that was the connection. So in 03, this comes to the common man, right? But in 99, 98, we're not really thinking we're going to connect the games to play or because of play things. What we were thinking was, hey, we can do a lot of maintenance and service things. We can update the code in our games remotely. So, you know, that was the thought process. The thought process was the game can report back, just like we're working on the same thing right now. We're working on a slicker version of this. So an operator can have on his phone, he can get notifications. He can choose what notifications he's going to get. So maybe not all notifications are, maybe the outlane switch isn't that important to him, but the fact that the coin door is open is. So he can set those notifications, and we're working on that. So the Pinball 2000 did that kind of thing, right? In Pinball 2000, we had this concept that the guy's going to drive 30 miles to service his game. He sort of ought to know that the game is complaining that this particular device is broken, because then before he gets in his car and he drives that 30 miles, he might actually throw that the parts he thinks he needs or the tools he thinks he needs into his car. So he hasn't driven the 30 miles and go, oh, I don't have a 26 1200 coil in my box. Right?
Shame on that person. You should always have that in your box. Anyways.
I mean, does that kind of give you a picture?
Absolutely, yeah. So it was something to help market towards the operators, which also at that time was not...
operators, and it was convenience for us. We did have the notion that we were... So there's something else we got to touch on, and that is, so game diagnostics and histograms in pinball have existed. They existed back then. WPC 95 had a very robust diagnostics feature set and audits, and those games, we used that audit set to tune our games. We could look at ball times, we could look at features, we could look at score progressions, we could look at how often is somebody getting the extra ball on this particular feature, all this kind of stuff. We still do that stuff, but think about this. When we did it back then, we would survey the games that ended up with friendly operators that would send us the data. We would the 5 or 6 machines that we would test locally, and that information from that range of locations was all the information we were using to tune those games.
Wow.
Now think about this: Insider Connected, the majority of games, the large majority of games that go out the door are being connected. So everybody's connecting. That is only going to grow. Right now, the slowest section of growth is in people updating old games that didn't ship with the stuff. But guys that are getting brand new games out of the box, they're connecting them. So now that data that data is going to be global. So I can tell that a game in Portland, Oregon, a Deadpool in Portland, Oregon performs differently than a Deadpool in Philadelphia. And I can tell you why. And I can tell you when it's being played and all those things. So that the amount of data that's going to come back from these games
Huge.
is mind-boggling.
Yeah.
And so we also have an effort that's going to help us parse it and get it back to the places where it needs to go, right? So operators are going to be able to learn a lot more about their games and how they operate and when they're operating and all that kind of stuff. And we are going to be able to, now we can tune games from a global perspective. So, I mean, there's lots of stuff like that that's kind of like, hey, it's in Insider Connected. It's just a matter of exposing things and getting, building the infrastructure that allows us to share it, all that kind of stuff.
So there is a very clear connection between an older idea with what is going on now. But Insider Connected has a whole lot more than just telling cranky operators that outlane switches aren't working. So when was our first show with George? When Insider Connected, just recently after it had launched, correct?
A year ago, right? Was it about a year ago? Had to be about a year ago.
Yeah, it was definitely
it was after
last year.
Expo last year.
Okay, so obviously it launched in one state, and now there's a lot more. What was that progression like, right? So when it came out, we had achievements, we had
yeah. So
locations.
I'll tell you the high-level thinking. So remember that we developed Insider during the pandemic. Now we started before the pandemic, and we had no idea. We didn't know what the pandemic was going to be or how it was going to impact us, et cetera. So the initial thinking back before the pandemic in 2019 was that the first offerings of Insider were going to be operator focused.
Okay.
And that the player focus was going to come after the operator focus. Now, somewhere along the line, we decided that's wrong. You need adoption. You need to get people to want to interact with this and use it and have fun with it, because the product, the core element, it's kind of like the product. The success of the product is because it's fun. It's not because it keeps correct time. So I think that we changed that focus, and in the middle of the pandemic, one day, I woke up in the middle of the night and said, oh no, I'm doing this all wrong. And then next day, I made everybody's life hell. No. We gotta stop what we're doing. Achievements. We gotta go. We gotta zig. And I'm very happy. And I think that we did that because I think that the community's begun to embrace it because there's cool stuff there. And I think, I'm going to ask my operator friends, hang on, your stuff's coming. But I mean, look, the good news is that the team is diverse enough in terms of its skill set that developing operator stuff doesn't mean we're not going to be developing player-facing features or vice versa. Now, there are sprints, we call our task duration sprints, and there are sprints that may be more focused on, sometimes, look, we just had to do a sprint that was very focused on security. And sometimes we don't have a choice. We have, we're pushed in a direction because, we have, as we where we're going, I mean, we're developing a handheld app, a dedicated app, right? That you're going to go to the app store, either, you're going to get it wherever you get your phone apps, and that's going to take some of the clunkiness out of the web app interface. But that same web app is sort of it's kind of a stepping stone to a bunch of other things, and because we're going in that direction, and because that eventually you'll be able to pay for your pinball machine using your loaded system and your card attached to your app and all that kind of stuff. The security thing becomes rare, and some of our partners, our licensing partners, have the world. Look, the world is connected, right? When you do these deals, these licensing deals nowadays, the things that are asked of us, they're substantially more complex than they've ever been, because the partner, our licensing partner, wants to be assured that their IP is being protected, that their IP is secure, that it's okay. And so I know that some of this stuff it's not sexy for you guys, and people don't always see this, but it's an unfortunate part of the challenges that Taylor and I face, and the rest of the development teams face. So yeah, we just had to do a security sprint. We sometimes we have to do, we may do, but at the same time we've also tried to develop player-facing features like home team and lots of other things like this. We've got.
It's a dance, braiding the sexy with the not so sexy.
Yeah, and I mean, we can talk about profile badges and things like that that are coming that are sort of fun. I'll tell you that the coolest stuff is, I mean, down the road, and you guys have heard me say this before, but the stuff across games that's coming is very cool, and that stuff is totally player stuff. And that's like just like cool stuff. So, yeah, I'm excited about that.
That is exciting. Everyone should be excited. But let's talk about what we just got. There was a big push for a few more interesting features. Taylor, can you name some of them?
Yeah. So I feel like the biggest one that people have been talking about have been leaderboards. So with Insider Connected leaderboards, not only do you get to like play and fight for worldwide victory, because the scope is huge when you're connected, and you also get like social media fame, but also we're giving the operators the ability to use these leaderboards in a way to bring players in and keep them on location and keep them drinking beer and playing pinball. I play a lot at Logan Arcade, and it like brings me so much joy to see all this like friendly competition and people playing and running over to the leaderboard to see if they made it. So I've seen a lot of conversation. People want these in the home, and
Yes.
And so I mean, keep sending us stuff about. We are all ears, right? I'll tell you that leaderboards, I think leaderboards was something that sort of like unexpectedly, like the demand was there when we launched, because we like showed them off at a show.
Oh yeah.
They were actually way down the development cycle. There's this big long plan about all this in the parking lot.
The clout is important.
But what's interesting about leaderboards is that when we were brainstorming IC Insider Connected, like all brainstorming sessions, we wrote everything down that we could possibly think of, right? And leaderboards was on there. And I called and at some point in time, I had to take this massive, crazy, 3-month whiteboard insanity, and I had to prioritize it, because clearly we can't build all this stuff at the same time. And so I'm in my prioritization, I called all of the tournament players in the building into a room. And I didn't do it all at once, but I would
hey, can you come in here and take a look at this? And people would come in. And to a man, they all told me that, yeah, don't do leaderboards because people will just game them. So they won't be legit. People will just game them. So so we said, okay, fine. Leaderboards is a low priority item. Put it, put it at the, put it somewhere down the road. And then we happened to show them off, and people lost their minds. Everyone's like, oh my God, leaderboards. So I was like, okay, I guess we should probably build leaderboards, huh? So I guess I tell you the story because we are not deaf to your requests. We are not deaf to what you think is important, and we listen and we're looking, and I am watching what you say, and I don't like it when you hate me, but
Hate them.
but I have tough skin. So
we have like literal lists when these requests come in. Like we try really hard to make sure things don't get fall through the cracks. We're recording all of it. And I feel like the cool part about working on Insider Connected is that we can be so quickly responsive to what's engaging and pivot.
Nice. I will definitely say that this past year of touring around with y'all as Marco and Stern kind of travel across the country showing off the Insider Connected leaderboards, it has been a blast. And it has gotten so many more new people into pinball and competing and seeing the top 10, on that list. Like everyone's running up there and taking pictures.
Oh yeah,
and
it's nuts,
posting
especially
it on social. Like
I love it. I love it.
We did it.
People interact with the thing. It makes it. It makes it feel right for me. I watch. I mean, it's like I see people don't even know me, and I'll just be hanging out at a show watching people, and I love the whole leaderboard interaction thing.
It makes
It's
your
fun.
heart swell. It's really fun.
The first time we brought the leaderboards out was MGC last year, I think. The MGC in November. Midwest
we had
Gaming
all
Classic.
40 Godzillas and a few more games all hooked up to
that was an amazing show. You guys totally killed
giant
it.
inflatable Godzilla.
That was really fun.
Like Emoto's set design for that space was just over the top.
Great.
Chef's
I was
kiss.
like-
I don't know how
I walked in there. I was like, "What? Like this is insane! She built a city.
We made
She built
Stern
a freaking
boxes
city.
into
This
buildings.
Godzilla's destroying a city.
That was so much fun. But I tell you,
This city.
That's all you, girl. That's all you. That was so amazing.
It
That
was
was just
fun.
like I was like after that I was like, oh my God. Okay, I don't know. Well, how do you follow this
I
up?
know.
there's no way.
climax.
There's no way to make that kind of a presence. Unless you do Godzilla 2, then we can get that giant
was a good-
40-foot inflatable Godzilla again.
I know. So just on the leaderboard track, and a lot of people have been saying in the chat, are there any will you be expanding the leaderboards to have like a friends leaderboards or anything like that?
So we're
we can
so
see each other's
you're gonna-
scores,
you-
get
you might see-
notifications for that.
you might see like game specific stuff. Like, you might see
cool.
like, maybe someday you'll get the Trek chimichangas or, cities destroyed. I don't know.
How many
Yeah.
ninjas you've ghosted?
Right.
So what's
So, yeah.
That'd be
So-
cool.
since the leaderboards have been announced, Stern, you guys have been putting on a worldwide challenge, right? Like every 2 weeks there's a new game. I'm assuming that there's a lot of numbers behind that. Lots of people participating in these things. I know I did.
Yeah, I mean that, like, I think that we all along I said I would say to the guys up front, the business side of the house, I would say to them, listen, I don't know what's going to resonate. I have a lot of ideas, and I think this is cool, and I think this is cooler, but I could be wrong. I don't know. And we just have to be able to react, right? So it's kind of like when you guys interact, when you guys, like something, guess what? We're going to do more of it. When you don't like it, we're going to say, hey, maybe so I didn't do so good with that one. So let's walk away from that, or maybe that takes a lower priority, or we need I gotta rethink what I did, right? So I think, the more you interact, the more you think things are cool. Guess what? It's not a secret. We're gonna be kind of chasing that.
Yeah, so that's a shout out to everyone out there to stop talking bad about video modes, because I'd love to see more video modes.
No.
Heard. I
Take you
writing
out
it
of
down.
the game.
This is a long-running debate on the show. I am not an enjoyer of video modes. Everyone else on my stream loves video modes. Some of them don't, and we fight about it. So Moto loves them.
It's a heated topic.
So before we move on from leaderboards, I wanted to ask real quickly, who are the leaderboards for? And I mean, like with locations, if you don't know about leaderboards, can you guys give a quick pitch and like how easy it is to set up and what it costs to get a leaderboard in your local bar or arcade establishment?
Go for it, Taylor. But I mean, honestly, it's like the expense is, what do you want to display it on? It's not a big deal.
No, it's super easy. So a lot of people, like, you have a location, you want to have a leaderboard, you sign up for Insider. The first thing that you should do if you haven't already is apply for a pro account. So this is a special portal for operators where they can do things like view all their machines and set up leaderboards. The process of setting up a leaderboard is like 20 seconds, easy peasy. But like George said, and it's free. But like George said,
the single biggest expense is, what size monitor do you want?
Yeah.
right.
Well, and if you already have one, it's not a big deal. But I mean, a lot of locations already have displays because they're like doing ads or whatever,
or the menus are on TVs
I don't know
now,
what,
right?
But just running movies or something. But I think that that's the single biggest kind of expense, if you will.
And we always set up our leaderboards in a vertical display at the shows and mount them on the truss. But is there a horizontal displays as well? Is it easy to switch between the two?
It's absolutely easy to switch between the two. There's the landscape option and the portrait option, depending on what size your display is or what orientation your display is.
Really, I think, Taylor, I think the biggest challenge is always like, what's the capacity or what's the ability of the actual display, as opposed to,
Absolutely. And the browser, there's we're opening it to the whole world of like, a million different, types of smart TVs and types of displays and types of browsers.
Sure.
And you remember what I was saying? Remember what I was saying about the issues with deciding that you're going to build your pinball hardware around a PC?
Yes.
Well, guess what? Nobody at Sony or Samsung is picking up LG. They're not picking up the phone and calling us.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we're working on the 8K TVs, and we're wondering, what you guys need for leaderboards.
They don't do that, and it's really upsetting.
Well, so then I think...
So that's the biggest, I mean, seriously, that's the biggest challenge we face, is that we try to create technology that is as versatile as it can be. Is it going to work with 100% of the stuff you got? Probably not. And is it going to work with most of it? Yeah. It's just that, are you going to have to stand on your head more with this particular brand than with that one? Maybe. That's just that's the world we live in, folks.
I think it's cool too. You see these pinball operators who maybe didn't have a digital signage solution. They didn't have their beer specials on a TV where it's like cycling through some other advertisements. And I'm hoping to see like maybe because they're into leaderboards, they do something like that and they're able to like use that to their advantage in other areas of their business too.
It's time to go to the future. TVs advertise everything. No more hand-painted signs, just TVs. So the other, before we move on from leaderboards, other than the television, you do need a way to pump a web page into that television, right? So for people that don't necessarily have a smart TV, laptop, a web-based stick to go in the HDMI port or something like that. It's a pretty simple, it's a simple thing to set up.
You can buy, it's called the like ONN or ON, I'm not sure exactly, but at Walmart, it's like a smart TV. It's a little stick. You put it into the HDMI and it's about $15.
Perfect.
Really, really cheap and easy. And there's even, you can set up your remote on your phone. And so if you don't like clicking through a remote and choosing each letter when you're typing in a URL, you can simply copy and paste with your phone remote, which is also a really cool, quick and easy tool to get a leaderboard up there.
Awesome.
And
All right.
we've tortured Taylor with testing all this stuff.
Done it lots of times.
So that's why we know it works.
So,
You are the
Taylor, can you
expert.
make sure this works? Yep.
We'll be back in 3 hours. I'll test every smart TV and browser in Chicago.
Yeah.
See ya.
Going to Best Buy now. See ya. Okay, so another, my favorite feature that just rolled out is the home team. Can you explain that a little bit, please?
Excited for this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, the origin of home team is, I'm sitting in my living room watching Netflix, and my Netflix account I share with like my mom and my brother and my sister. And so every time even though I live alone, right, I fire up Netflix, and my mom lives in Miami, my brother lives in Virginia, my sister lives in Evanston, Illinois, and I fire up Netflix, and Netflix wants to know who's watching. So I thought, hey, we probably ought to do something like this.
Really quick and easy access to your personalized content.
So
I love it. I think this is another thing where we definitely heard you guys of, ease of use. Like, you want a really quick way to find your QR code. Like, people had, some issues. They would take like a screenshot, and sometimes they'd lose it in their photos. It would take too long. And so Home Team and releasing the QR code where you can add it to your digital wallet are like super, it just makes it more effortless, a seamless extension. So yeah, we love Home Team.
We're trying to do things like we just as an interim until we have a dedicated app. We did wallet cards not long ago, right? Mm-hmm. So wallet cards, Home Team, these things it's about taking the friction out if we can, right?
Definitely. I remember when, like, at TPF, I remember some people, the Texas Pinball Festival, people were showing me, like, QR codes they printed on their printer and then, like, shoved inside their phone case. So now when they're at TPF, all they had to do is taking those.
I saw, like, at Expo, there was a guy that had his QR code on his Apple Watch. Right. And
I've seen
he's
that.
going up,
Yeah, I think Marco
he was
actually
going
does
up
that
and doing that. And then, of course, my favorite, I think those wacky guys in Florida that, like, at April Fool's Day, standing outside the arcade with the tattoos, their QR codes. That was awesome.
Has anyone done it for real yet?
I don't know, but it was really funny is that, like, Gary called me up.
Did he think it was real?
And I said, yeah. It's like,
oh my gosh.
No, Gary, I think it's April Fool's.
Check your calendar, dude.
They should be real.
Oh my
goodness. They're tattooing us. Yeah, it's April 1.
So we don't condone getting a QR code tattooed on you, but if someone does get their QR code tattooed on you, you get what?
I don't know.
A high five? Okay.
Did you give him a James Bond game?
All right. Call up your tattoo artist and start now.
Get a Gary bobblehead.
I'm going to go pull out a tattoo gun tonight.
Oh, man.
The cool thing about the Home Team, too, is you could just, like, you can set it up on one machine. Like, let's say you have, like, a wall of connected Stern machines at home. You can set it up on one machine, and then all of your other machines are going to be like, I hear you. I know who's on your Home Team now. So you really only have to do it one time, which is awesome.
Yep. I had a customer. I was at their house working on their games, and He had just installed his Insider Connected kit into his Elvira. And I was explaining, he's like, oh, you know, this new feature, Home Team, came out. You don't need to bust out your QR code anymore. It's like, oh, really? It's like, I was just playing a great game last night. I didn't have my phone, and I'm upset that all of that stuff didn't get on my account. So I walked him through setting it up, and I told him, it's like, well, go check Godzilla in the other room. And lo and behold, you know, it was set up there. You know, because it's shared between your game room, correct?
Yep, it's connected.
So we could kind of quickly, even though we have a wonderful video of someone way cooler than me, Rebecca, doing it, we could also do it on this Jurassic Park here, if we wanted to show that, Emoto, or?
Yeah, let's show how simple it is.
Okay.
Prove it to us, Kyle.
Let me prove
You're
it
on
to
the
you.
spot.
Even an idiot like me can do it.
None of us are judging you right now.
No,
Say
everyone's
hello to the
judging
nice
me.
people, Kyle.
I know, so
George knows them well.
this Guardians of the Galaxy is actually, this game is not in my game room yet. So very quickly, I will set up this Jurassic Park in my game room really quick. If you guys wanted to fill the dead air of me
This is
poking
kind of
around.
like, did you ever see Mutual of Omaha?
No.
No.
No? That's right.
Tell us.
Y'all are too young.
What am I getting myself into?
Maybe we'll get it
The
anyway.
premise.
Yeah, talk about it.
No, y'all are too young. And one, the whole, you know, the
The
joke will
joke
be
gets
lost.
lost.
Oh man, I will also add that I'm learning a lot of like old idioms and sayings from working at Stern, and I just so every day is something new. I'm like, what is that? What are you saying? Button it up?
All right, Taylor. What was the one a couple weeks ago that?
Well, there's button it up.
What was it?
You called the hashtag a pound sign.
Yeah, right. right. The
We could do a pound campaign, pound sign
It's
campaign.
because that
No.
when you get instructions on your phone, you know, when you get like when you call up, you know, your insurance company, you're on hold. You know, it says, you know, it gives you all the answers, all the options, right? Like hit pound. You know, try calling your bank. Your bank's not using hashtag.
Like there's different things though.
They are different. I'm going to take Taylor's side here.
Pound pinball.
Taylor's like, what's that? You know, Taylor, like you've not ever. No, I'm not. Have you ever called your bank? Option 1, and then hit pound.
There's an app.
Hit the hashtag sign.
Your
There's an
bank,
app for it.
guaranteed your bank is not saying
I've never called my bank.
enter hashtag.
You've never called your bank. You've never called your bank?
Gosh, I cried after that one. That was a good one.
Cool of thoughts for sure. While Kyle, I'm gonna switch to this other screen.
Yeah, I'm poking around.
Our little mobile screen where you're scrolling through. But Taylor,
Yeah.
did you want to show maybe how to do it through the actual phone screen? How to set up Home Team? Since that's
Yeah,
like our
absolutely.
big,
So
awesome
so when you set up the home team, when you're adding your players to the home team, you do it on the machine. But what's great about Insider Connected is you can kind of manage your home team from here. You can also do it on your machine, but it's nice to have both options. So let's say I have Godzilla at the house right now. It's Stern's Godzilla. I get to use it for testing work purposes only. But
No, it's a tough
I'm sure.
job. It's a
There's
really
zero
hard
plays
job,
on
but
it.
somebody's got to do it.
so unfortunately, yeah. Oh, I really don't want it. It
Yeah.
takes up too much
Taylor,
room.
Taylor, it's a Jurassic Park, right? No, it's a Godzilla, right?
It's a Godzilla.
Yeah, it's a Godzilla. It's a
It's the-
Godzilla that got taken off the line and sent to Taylor's
Oh,
house.
my
It's the photo shoot
Fresh, hot off the
Godzilla.
press.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Very fancy. So if you want to look at your home team on your phone, you're gonna click your little person over here, your account.
And
And
do
then
you want to
you-
share your screen and we'll go?
Oh my gosh, I thought I was.
See, this is one of those hashtag moments.
This is a pound sign moment.
Hashtag a pound fail.
Pound fail, hashtag fail.
Hashtag pound fail. Can you see now?
Yep,
Yeah,
you can see
we
it.
can see now.
Amazing. Okay, so I'm going to do what I just did again. So here's where you log in. Here's your home screen. If you click on your little person over here, you go into your account. You can select machines. and you can see all the machines that you have, but then there's also this really cool home team section here where you have your avatars for all of your home team members. You can select edit home team, and from here you can reorder or remove them. And so I want to be second now. I'm going to save that.
What does the reordering do?
So that's a good question. Reordering is great because let's say like, you know, my partner Vinny and I play a lot of pinball, but I play more pinball than he does. And even though home team is convenient, like I want it to be even more convenient. I want to be able to like really quickly hold down that left flipper, get to the home team screen, and just hit the center button, start, let's go. So if you move your avatar, your profile up, then it's just one less button.
Hey man, clicks take seconds out of your day, you know?
Everyone
fights to be at that top position.
Every click you don't need to do saves you time.
That's true.
Thinking about
Is
it.
there a max limit on how many people you can add to your home team?
I believe it's 12.
Oh, wow, okay.
Is that it, right, George? Am I right? I think it's 12. I should know.
I don't remember, but I think that is correct.
It's either 8 or 12. We should test it. We'll
Yeah,
send you all the QR codes.
everyone send me QR codes now, and I'm just going to shove them into this game.
Send Kyle QR codes, and we'll
Well,
see.
There you go. You have Kyle's phone number.
I do have
be here
Emoto's
all
QR code. Since this game now is in my game room, I will be part of this game's home team. Did you want to put the small camera on really quick, Emoto?
Yeah, I will. You can go ahead and stop sharing your screen for now, too. Thank you.
Sure.
We're just going to kind of look at
Back
the
to our
other
main
side
screen.
of what Taylor just showed us, I suppose.
That's it.
Is the small
Oh yeah,
camera hooked up?
you saw something on there, didn't you?
Something secret we weren't supposed to see. No, I'm just kidding.
Hope not.
So we've got,
Try
Anybody want a soda or something?
hold down the left. Oh, wait. No, hold on. Let me go over to Guardians of the Galaxy really quick.
Oh, okay.
Did I just unplug it? No, it's still plugged in. So holding down the left flipper button will bring me to the home team screen. Right, so this is where you can log in with your account. But we need to add my other home member, right? So
Correct. So if you want to add people to your home team, you're going to open up that coin door.
all right, let's open it up.
And then you're going to navigate to the Stern Insider Connected menu. And so for those of you who don't know, you just hit the black button twice, navigate over to net and select net, and then you're in.
And then we will go down to set up home team.
Select that, and then all of your QR codes that everybody's sending you right now, I'm sure you're getting flooded with them.
Oh yeah.
Just start scanning them in. Add them to your home team.
I actually did just get a QR code from somebody. Give me 1 second.
Yay!
We can.
So
Hey, put me
fun.
at the tier higher than them so it doesn't take me as long.
I kind of figured you would. I just sort of knew that somebody's going to do this.
Oh, DF? We know who
Yeah.
that
Does
is.
anyone know who DF might be? Mr. Deadflip himself. Now I can play pinball poorly on his account. I can also add.
Oh, yeah, we're going to give you some great scores now, Jack.
So there.
We're gonna ruin your averages.
In an ideal
We're gonna
living
get
situation,
all your achievements for you.
these would be two awesome roommates to live with, an Emoto and a Jack Danger. But, so now we've got some
The
folks
new
on the
reality
home
TV
team.
show.
So Taylor, if I wasn't using the app, I can move the profiles here, correct?
Correct.
So if Jack was the one who played pinball the most, I could take Jack's profile and move Dead Flip to a new position.
You can.
And now Jack can be number one.
Oh, Emoto's not gonna be happy about that.
Sorry,
It's
Emoto.
true. He is number one.
He really
Yeah.
is. Or we could do it
I'll be
in
player
order
two.
of height, where I
Oh,
could
by
move.
height. Oh, then Kyle has to go first.
Yes.
Kyle's
so,
taller than Jack.
I'm sorry, Jack. So now that
can
my
do it
home
by-
is actually
That's
set
a
up,
new one. I
He
think,
put
all right,
cards in the chat. Now he's angry.
the order is based on height.
it is now.
Sort by height. Got it.
So
Yeah, add that to the drop-down menu.
Yeah. If you just randomly when you sign up see a new field where it asks for your height, you know why.
She has the power to do that.
so now we can
That
start
was
a
you.
game in that
You have the
order.
Technology.
It's pretty
Good job.
amazing. It's really fun. Now,
And does it show for the home team, does it show our high scores together on?
Oh, like show your stats
Or-
on the
yeah.
LCD. Currently no, but if you want to send it as a formal request right now, I'm writing it down.
I say that's
I
a
don't know
formal
yet.
request. That actually would be kind of another neat
It would be
splash
cool, though.
screen, right?
Is
For
there-
like
where-
the
how do we send y'all formal requests? Is there an email address that we can drop in the chat? Is that opening Pandora's box too much?
Yeah, there is there is Taylor. Do you remember if is it insider at sternpinball.com? I can't remember.
Let me look it up.
Can't remember, but
I mean, a lot of I
it
feel
might be
like
inside. It might be insider.connected at sternpinball.com. I should know this by now.
it's insider. I got it.
Okay.
It's
I should know this
insider.
by now.
We should.
They called me and they said, "Hey, what
You're
should the
about to get
address
so
be?" No, that was a long time ago. So, and I'm old, so I forget. Well, what is it, Taylor?
It's insider at sternpinball.com.
Taylor, tell the nice people. What is it again?
I'm going to tell the nice people hello, and I'm going to tell them that it's insider at sternpinball.com.
Thank you, Taylor.
Good job, Taylor.
No, thank you.
You know what? Actually, I made a little goof. I didn't update the software on this Jurassic Park. So this does not have the version of software that is within. But here's a fun thing about Insider Connected.
Okay.
Yeah,
Look-
I was just going to go into that.
Look what I don't have to do. I don't have to go to sternpinball.com, whip out my USB stick, download a file. I can go right into the game and install the software update now. It will restart the game, download the files, and install it at your
You can
convenience
even-
or no.
And you know what? Do it overnight, so you don't have to so you can play your pinball machine and enjoy it and stuff.
You can also set it up to auto update.
Yep.
Yes. Since this isn't my game and I just kind of connected it to my account now for giggles, it's just never been online. So that's
And
actually
actually, you
my
can
game.
play it while it's doing that. By the way.
Thanks to that.
Oh,
that's,
really?
While it's updating?
Yeah, that's part of the
Well, it's
installation,
bringing it
Emoto.
down.
You have to put a flash card in that holds the files while it's downloading. So then when you update it, it takes them off that and puts it on the main SD card. We haven't installed an Insider Connected kit on this show yet, unfortunately.
That'll be fun.
Oops. We should do that.
Well, but because y'all made such great installation videos.
True. I'm going to a
Why?
customer's house on Saturday, and I'm
We'll
going
just
to
do a
install 5 Insider Connected kits and 5 of his LEs.
Nice.
So I could record all 5 of those.
Yeah, do that. I did like 3 installations at the office the other day, and I timed myself. I just had my phone out, and I was like, ready, go.
Oh, what was
What
your
did it take
time?
you? What did it take you?
So full disclosure, I've only taken the glass off of machines. Like the first time I ever did that was with Wason, my first week. And so I don't do it very often.
It was part of indoctrination.
It felt like it. It felt really official. So even though I'm not used to, so I'm the perfect new homeowner. And even though I've never really done that before, it took me 20 minutes, 18, 20.
Yeah.
And then once you learn where things go, it cuts down that time significantly.
Yeah.
You do it
What's
once.
your fastest time?
Some portion of that is just getting to the menu, right? Finding the menu.
Oh, the whole install, actually taking the glass off the machine and then there are parts of I felt very like a mechanic, like a PinTech when you lift the playfield up and pull it up. All of that is so new to me, and it was special. But it took me a long time.
That's awesome.
We could do an event at Expo this year where it's like the fireman drill. You set up a bunch of things and see who can connect the Insider Connected faster.
Fantastic.
That sounds great.
We'll have to come up with a really
exciting.
good prize to get people to participate. But yeah.
Huh.
Kyle,
Huh.
Yeah.
Kyle,
Okay.
when you're
this is
about to
short.
practice 5 in a row, start calculating your times.
I guess I need to.
So we have to have a somebody that's gonna sort of set the bar, right? Like what's par on right?
Sure.
What's
means
par
we have to
on
get-
setting up the machine?
We have to
I
get
think we
Pablo
have-
to come
we
in
need
and
a
do it, though,
leaderboard.
right?
Yeah.
No,
Right.
I
There you
remember
go.
one Christmas, like right when Batman 66 came out, we got a load of like 20 games at the shop when I used to work with the Pinball Pirate in California. And we had like 6 games to deliver or 10 games to deliver or something. It was insane. Lots of Christmas presents. So I had to set up 10 games in one day. I got it down to cutting down the boxes and everything and putting them in the dumpster. From box to set up on legs, box thrown away, 17 minutes flat.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Cool.
it was nuts. But anyways, I can't do that anymore now. I'm has been. But the
You were a legend.
yeah, the home team thing really awesome because I think one of the biggest not complaints but like a criticism is why do I need this in my home? How is the Insider Connected system for a game that isn't a new game? Why would I buy that to put it in my home? And that the home team thing is a huge step.
Simplest thing is, I mean, just the code update friction going away is
Absolutely.
kind of that's a big deal, I think.
I think the home team thing makes a huge difference too, though. You know,
Oh yeah, no, home team. I mean, no more scanning, no more like worrying about it. It's pretty seamless.
I like it.
Can say you're at an arcade, can you convince the controller of the pro account of the arcade to join the home team into a public place?
You know,
Of course.
that's
Hacking the
yeah,
system, right?
we've gotten some requests about that.
Like I go to this arcade all the time. I just want to scroll through.
Yeah,
a bunch
we've
of
gotten some requests about that. We're thinking about it.
Yeah, it's a challenge because if it's, you set up, you're on Logan Arcade home team, then anyone could find you and play as you, and you're like, so it's just a challenge.
It's
Yeah,
got
yep.
some. I mean, it's got some other challenges that we're thinking about it.
Yeah. Plus, it could get so many user profiles on it. You're scrolling for a lot.
Yeah.
Maximum 12, probably.
Take your car to get an oil change, and then the mechanic like puts their name in your speaker. I have no speaker sets. Who's Joel?
Who's Joel? Who's Joel?
It happens.
One other like unexpected kind of benefit of Insider Connected, I feel like too, is so I like play a lot of tournaments, like those tournaments and everything, and it helps. You're like 3/4 of the way through the tournament, you're getting kind of tired, maybe you've had a couple beers, and it helps to know what place that you're in. You look up and you don't have to be like, who's player 2? And everybody's like talking to each other and trying to figure it out. It's like when your avatar's up there, it's easy
Oh,
peasy.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. makes it-
Unexpected benefit.
It's especially like I get maybe that's a new thing at the beginning of tournaments now is it's just every time you shift game that set of players will always be 1, 2, 3, 4 and you can easily organize them now using I don't know. There's so many fun ways that you guys are going to be able to expand on it, especially crowdsourcing a lot of interesting ideas from the end user. So
Definitely.
email Taylor a lot at insider.connected@sternpinball.
I write them all down, I promise.
So
It's
what?
also something that I don't know how widely known it is, and I think it's a really cool feature in Insider. So, you can find any location in the world with a connected machine on Insider Connected. You can go and look at the leaderboards that they have. You can see the standings of them, but you can even go and click on a particular location's machine. So you go to the locations page, and they have really like beautiful icons of the back glass, and you click on the machine, and it will report what the high score table on that machine is. So, what we used to have to go to the location
That's
and
awesome.
scroll through and look for that grand champion. It's just like in your
I know
hands.
he's looking to see how to do it now. Can you share your screen again and we can go to
Yeah, can you
I'm
do?
gonna click over here while you go to the share and then come back to it. Let me know when you're sharing too. Oh, I can tell.
Yeah. I'm sharing now.
Okay, cool.
I'm not, but
I'm also not very good, but I love it.
So I'm not seeing Taylor. I'm not seeing your stuff up. There you go. Yep.
Am I good now?
Yep. We're good.
All right. Cool. So locations are great. One of the cool things about Insider Connected is that it'll let you ask, like right now on my browser, I say, yeah, you can know my location. And so it automatically populates with locations near me. So you can do that, or you can search by zip code, but let's go to Logan Arcade. I always use them as examples for everything.
Our good friends.
Yeah, they are the best. And they have 2 leaderboards right now. They do a monthly leaderboard, and then they do an all-time leaderboard. And so you can come in here, and my friend last night got on the September leaderboard for Iron Maiden. So you can come here and check out the standings. But you can also look at the machines that they have. They have Batman, they've got Black Knight, they've got Deadpool, and you can click into one of the machines and it will actually give you the high score table. You can see the GC,
That's
and
so
they're not
cool.
linked to the Insider Connected profiles. It's literally just reporting what the game has.
Does
Nice.
and it like that needs to be done, or sorry, rather, what if it was a home game room? Would I be able to use?
Oh.
Okay, cool. So you can check your.
So we can do it right now. I just went to my profile. I'm going to click machines, and then I can click on my Godzilla, and it'll tell me my fiance has been kicking my butt.
It's been busy.
Time to get
We
to
didn't
work.
see your initials up there, Taylor.
I know.
Just
It's
when
embarrassing.
you're done working in the office, lock the door at night, and then you don't have to worry about him getting in there, putting his scores up.
It's true. There's secrets in there. You haven't signed the NDA. You can't go in there anymore.
For sure. That's a super cool feature. So you were saying it doesn't necessarily, it's not just pulling Insider Connected scores, it's just pulling the high scores of that game. So even if someone didn't have an account, I don't know why they wouldn't, but if they did,
Right.
it'd still show up.
Right. So if there's there's that mystery, DAD initial that you keep showing up in all the games on a location, but you don't know who they are. Who's this mystery pinball wizard? You can also look at what they've done on Insider.
So
Oh, wow.
slowly
Yeah.
the social aspect of the platform is rolling out, which is really fun.
Yeah.
There's more
Yeah,
coming. There's a lot more coming.
We're
Well,
excited.
let's talk about that. Let's
Yeah.
We're almost done. This has gone by too fast. Let's
Yeah.
tease a little
You
bit.
can stop sharing your screen now, Taylor.
All right.
What is the next segment of this journey going to look like, without giving things away that you can't talk about?
Taylor, tell the nice people.
About the next things? Oh gosh, that makes me nervous. My hands.
No, I think we can share some things, right?
We can. Do you want to tease at the?
I can see her
idea
sweating
of
bullets. I'm
quests?
just like, oh.
Yeah. Let's talk about
I
quests.
like the sound of quests.
Yeah, quests are cool.
Quests are cool. So we have George talked about it a lot. We've got information now. We have data now. We know where people play.
We know where
And
machines are.
We know where machines are, and so we like to think of quests as a time-specific challenge. You only have a certain amount of time, and maybe they're thematic to the theme, and they just add elements to the game to keep it alive and fun, and make you go to places maybe you wouldn't have before. And so quests are these challenges that you get rewarded with digital profile badges. Something, I don't know if you guys have it, but last year we did the Pinball Expo profile badge, and then the Logan Arcade Destroyed profile badge if you went to Logan Arcade and played.
Right.
And that's just barely.
Godzilla destroyed Logan, right?
Yeah.
And so I think the other thing about quests is that while the very first quests that you see are going to be game specific.
Oh, nice.
One of the cool things is that quests eventually can span games, right? So, we could say, play 3 connected Stern games, play these specific Stern games. Like Taylor mentioned, they have a start date and an end date. So maybe, I don't know, maybe this is happening over this period of time in Milwaukee and, or in Chicago or somewhere else. And I think that quests are intended not only to be issued by Stern Pinball, but operators are also going to be able to issue quests, right? To drive location loyalty, to get people to come and, play at their place. So there's that set of tools is coming down the road also.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. What's like an
That's exciting.
example of a quest?
I don't know. What if what would happen if when Godzilla went on a rampage and he started destroying cities? What if
What if he's making his
Destroy
way?
a different city at
what
3
if
different
you-
locations.
Yeah. What if you played at those cities and then something happened?
There you
and,
go.
You got something and
Yeah.
Destroy
Represented
London
your-
in London. Destroy
You
Tokyo
have to
in
go chase
Tokyo.
Godzilla around.
Godzilla destroyed Chicago, and then
Yeah.
and Chicago's near Milwaukee, so he's gonna get back in the water and go up and destroy Milwaukee, and then
It's only a
You
few
might-
steps for him.
he might go cross country and go to Minnesota. I don't know.
Yeah, you might have to track him down, figure out where he is.
Yeah,
Oh.
Where in the world
Hidden
is...
quest. Man, that would be so hard.
Yeah.
You go into every arcade in Chicago just trying to
What
find
if he goes?
Godzilla.
What if he goes all over the world?
Oh, yeah. He has
Hey,
to go to Japan.
pinball tourism
You can
is
scan
kind of a
Silverball
thing.
Planet.
This just makes
Yeah.
pinball tourism even more exciting.
Yep, absolutely. And you have these forever, items that are tokens of what you've done. And they're memories and Insider Connected of what you've done.
Oh, there go my lights again.
Oh,
Wow, your lights took
I-
away all your color, which is
I know.
actually
My lights turn off if I don't. If I
And then
don't
you go
move.
into black and white.
Right. If I don't move. So I mean, the other thing that could happen is, I don't know, maybe there's, secret missions that you have to discover,
hmm.
and
Yeah, I could see as
Yeah.
streamers that would be a really fun thing to execute and put out.
Absolutely.
yeah, I think people, I can't wait. I think there's some cool stuff along those lines that's coming, and
Yeah, there's objectives in the game, and it's just a way to use them and gamify them, even more.
That's awesome. And I think we didn't really talk about this yet, but similar to the quests are the new milestone badges.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit about that? Because that's pretty exciting too. If you ever love tracking your daily stats and stuff like that, this new update is totally for you, right?
It's awesome. Do you want me to share my screen?
Yeah, yours is better than mine.
Yeah, let's do it.
What were you saying, Kyle?
Than I do. Perhaps.
It's funny is I have 2 accounts too, and I need to be, because I'm constantly just I've got a million accounts. so so I'm constantly switching back and forth.
I constantly log into the wrong one.
Yes, yeah. So milestone badges are cool because they let you keep track, and also they reward you for continuously playing pinball. So you have games played. It tells you how many games you played, days played, and then my favorite, which is daily streaks. So if you've ever been hooked on Wordle like I am, which just reminds me that I need to do my Wordle today or I'll lose my streak,
Yes.
or Duolingo or any of those apps that motivate you to keep coming back. And make it really fun. And so milestone badges, it's the same design. And so what's cool is you can log into Insider Connected and right away, wham bam, it's in your face. And you can click on this view all, and it'll take you to your profile badges. For here, you can see, if you have any event badges, but you can also view each one of these is an increment. So the next time I get a badge is when I hit 100. So it's giving you these milestones that you're chasing after. And then the cool thing about it is we know that people are going to quickly outgrow, 1,000 games played because y'all are awesome. So we have this super special crown badge. And so you're completing sets. So it always just keeps recycling, and then you get like this fancy gold badge when you completed a set, which is also fun because you're chasing that down. So here's days played, and then here's our streak. And so this is the cool part for me, is that it shows you your max streak and your current streak. So you're constantly competing against, your best self.
I'll tell you that I find these things to be somewhat addictive. And so it's like really, it's like when you have a streak going or something like that, it's like really disappointing when you have to break it.
Yep.
Yeah,
For sure.
And it's like
all that hard work.
going back to video games and
It is
stuff
hard
too.
work.
Are you keeping a streak? I
have been so this was very motivated by my Peloton use, and then I find that I'm as addicted to this as I am to other, it's sort of like, okay, no, I know, you understand, I have to play right now.
Psychology is wild.
No,
Yeah.
it's just like that with Wordle and me as well. I need to keep my Wordle streak up, so it's time to
Yeah.
do it with
Absolutely.
pinball as well. But it definitely scratches an itch. In video games, there's achievement hunters, right? You're not done with a game when you're done with the story. You're done with the game when you have every achievement. And now,
Yes.
since I am so bad at pinball, maybe I can't get to the final wizard mode of a game, but I might be able to farm my way through every achievement given to me through Insider Connected. So,
And you might naturally find that as you are chasing those achievements, you're getting better at the game, and then you get to that wizard mode.
that's being very hopeful with the ability that I have at pinball. But we'll see. We'll see. I like your confidence and well-intended
I have
words.
so much confidence in you. The cool thing too is that you get to, talk about like bragging rights. You also get to like see where other users are at with their streaks. So you can look at your connections.
Where's Dwight
and
at?
You can view. So here's Tanyo.
Tanyo!
And then Tanyo, and then you can view like Tanyo, and the highest badge that Tanyo has is 100 for
Oh
his
my
games
gosh,
played.
I love that.
That's really fun.
Dang, I'm about to just dive deep and look at everyone's streaks.
Don't look at mine because I haven't been using my.
Oh no, I'm gonna screenshot
I've been
it
using
and
my public-
pound
I have-
signed it onto the
I have not
internet.
been using my official Stern profile. I've been using my dev profile.
yeah. I'm
Doesn't
way
transfer
more.
over, George. You gotta do the official one.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I've been a little busy with this pinball machine I'm working on, and so that is the only game, and that game doesn't show up yet.
But soon.
So, but
Oh,
soon,
I can't
but soon, but
Yes.
soon.
Yay.
Also, I think
Excited for next Tuesday.
yes. George, I haven't told you this yet, but there is a moment of, I feel like, huge Insider Connected success. A friend of mine told me that someone messaged her, someone who was interested in her and wanting to hang out, a screenshot of their Insider Connected stats as a kind of a like, check me out. When do you want to go out later?
It's
Yeah.
a dating
Did
app
she
now.
say yes? Was she impressed?
She took a screenshot of her stats and sent them back and was like, I'm beating you.
That rules. Wow.
Right.
He deletes her number instantly.
Yeah, that's and that you just mentioned something that I think that there's a bunch of pinball focused social features that don't have to step on all of the other social networks that we interact with, in terms of, we don't want the redundancy of some of the other stuff that already does that. But I think there's pinball specific stuff that we can work on that, will make sense to our community. And right. And so, I think that's a great example.
Very cool.
I hope someone
You
falls
can
in
go
love
ahead and
on Insider
yeah,
Connected.
yeah, add the dating.
Falls in love on Insider Connected. Hey, there's a first for time for
The
everything,
next
right?
movie, the romance.
Oh my God, the Insider Connected dating network.
It is. Oh, the opportunities are endless.
Yeah,
the
what update
possibilities.
is that?
Well, I guess the other, 10-foot gorilla in the room is there might be a new pinball machine coming out, George.
Yep. Yes. So I think I don't remember when I last said this, but I said, you're going to see a game from me before the year's out. Yes, that game is James Bond. Yes, it's me. And yes, Mr. Ritchie was working on it before me, but I started from scratch. So there's nothing left from what he had done, because when he left, the game was nowhere near complete, and so it's a good opportunity to say, okay, you know what, I don't want to finish somebody else's stuff. I want to start over. So I started over. You're going to see it very soon. There's another surprise, and one that I can't divulge today, but there's another surprise related to James Bond, and that's as much as I'm going to tell you. Maybe I'll show you something. Okay, now look really quick. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Look at that.
Oh my gosh! What
Right,
is the virtual green screen?
But anyway, that's your James Bond teaser.
Got a teaser.
In another, I don't know, 5-6 days, you're going to see this thing. So
I
Sweet.
can't wait to see all the screenshots of that.
yeah, you'll see images and stuff like that, and then and like I said, stay tuned. There's a big surprise, something you don't know about. But I did the cornerstones, so I did the Pro, Premium, and the LE, and you'll see those soon, and then stay tuned. Big surprise.
Oh my gosh!
There's no way to. We can just end now. That was the greatest thing we've ever gotten on this show.
End stream. No, we do have a few more minutes. Thank you all again for spending so much time with us, going over all the cool new connectivity updates. But I did want to give the audience, our awesome chat, who's been super active this whole time, a chance to ask y'all some questions. So y'all feel free to ask your questions in the chat. And then after we let Taylor and George go back to their day-to-days, and Taylor can try to get the high score on the Godzilla sitting in her office, we're going to do our Marco giveaway.
It's too bad that the people at home can't see the green screen that I'm right?
He's just gonna keep it up.
I was like,
right
really
behind me.
gorgeous.
See, there's a green screen, and all you have to do right now is, if you could hack Emoto's, if you could hack Emoto's system right now, you'd see James Bond. James Bond is right behind me.
You are trusting the green screen really hard.
But I have my green screen on Zoom set, but I am in my office. James Bond is right behind me.
Everyone's now gonna just be looking every time you put your hand up in the air.
I'm not gonna lie. When you stood up to go turn your lights off, I was like, oh god.
I saw something.
Oh man, that's so cool. What are we giving away, Emoto? I don't even know.
Yeah, we're gonna give away a few things, just swag, and we'll give away a Stern game banner. Not a Stern game.
What?
A Stern game
I missed my cue.
banner.
I missed my cue. I was supposed to say, "Tell the nice people, Emoto."
Yeah.
Oh. We have one of John Chad's graphic history of the Silver Ball novels to give away, which are absolutely beautiful pieces of work.
Oh wait, it's so dark.
Dark.
Show the kind people, Kyle.
Lighter.
Yeah, beautiful.
Show the nice people at home.
Yeah, so questions from the chat. We had one from Fliptronic saying, and feel free if y'all cannot answer to say no comment. But are y'all considering expanding into DMD era games for Insider Connected?
We are not. I mean, we are not. Honestly, there's a bunch of those games. The technical challenge would be we'd have to sell a bunch of hardware to go back to that area. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but we're not. And even Spike 1, we're not. So it's Spike 2 and forward. And really, honestly, that's real. I mean, we talked about it for 3 minutes and said nope.
So when we were at MGC, and I put the Insider Connected topper on top of 9-ball, and you said, maybe, you got my hopes up. So we're not going to get full Stern Pinball.
Keep it dreaming
I'm
about
sorry,
George.
Kyle.
It's okay.
Kyle,
It's
I'm going
okay.
to ask you to tell the nice people that hell will freeze over.
Crush their hopes and dreams.
Oh, well.
Another question from the chat. This one could be really quick. From Dead Flip, saying, "Can I have a raise?" This guy.
The question is no, or the answer is no.
No, but I appreciate the gumption.
But you have to respect
So bold.
the creativity to like put me on the spot in front of what would you guys have an audience of what like
Yeah,
15 million people or something?
Yeah, 15 million and a half.
They all
Right.
know that.
Emoto,
if
what do you
checked,
like? You draw like you're like you're like an influencer, right?
She is.
A pound sign that. Pound sign influencer.
Like wait,
Influencer.
no, Taylor, that's hashtag.
Oh.
Burn.
Well, but if you check Jack's net worth on that website, he's worth over $1 million.
Is that right?
I mean,
Yeah.
Then for sure he doesn't get a raise.
Yeah, you should, he should be paying you.
that totally went bad. Reverse.
Yeah, but let's also Emoto, that website says you're worth $16 million. So
I wasn't gonna go there. It's a fake website.
Share the,
I have more pinball machines. Awesome. Okay, another question, real question. This is from Olab. Is it possible to force the same settings on 2 or more machines in Insider Connected?
Eventually, probably, because we're going to allow you to do remote adjustments. So the minute that we bring remote adjustments live, I can imagine that would be a step.
interesting.
Send
Yeah,
in
I'd
your
love to be able to set my
request.
games to free play.
Yeah. Send
For
in your request.
tournaments.
What's the email again to send requests to?
To send requests, it is insider@sternpinball.com.
Excellent. And will we see Insider Connected for home pins, like the little, not little, sorry.
Yeah, you will.
I could say that.
Yeah, you
The
will.
Jack's pin back there.
Yes, you will.
Nice. That's awesome.
I love that game also. Jack, I'm going to stoke your ego a little bit. This is
I like
probably...
how you have both Jurassic Parks there.
I have
too.
two
It's a
Jurassic
nice
Parks
touch today,
here.
Kyle.
I still enjoy very much playing Baby Jurassic Park because it's got a jump ramp.
It's a really good game.
It's a really good game. Emoto's reading all the
Is
questions.
there a friend group option for high scores where you can get notifications if my friends in another state beats my Godzilla score?
It's very interesting because we have talked about it exactly just that way. So maybe.
Awesome. I like that.
Since I can't see the chat, how many people are asking us about who the James Bond in James Bond is going to be, Emoto? Has that come
We
up
got
like
lots
9,000
of
times
who's
yet?
the villain in James Bond.
Oh.
I'll tell you that.
It freezes and he cuts off.
Yeah. I'll tell you that. How do I best say this? I'll tell you that once you see all of the surprises, all of your favorite villains will be there. How's that?
That's setting expectations in a real good spot. A high
But you're gonna
spot.
have to wait. But you're gonna have to wait and see the surprises.
Well, I'm excited to get our James Bond, where hopefully we can get you back on the show to talk about the project. So, we were actually yesterday-
Yeah, we'll have to plan that soon for sure.
when we were setting up this have like a sound check before we do this, and yesterday we were joking about having a counter in the top right corner and having a moto click every time someone asked a James Bond question.
Oh yeah, I forgot the count.
That's what Jack. That's what Jack said the other day. Jack said his entire stream was about James Bond.
He won't squeal. He won't squeal. Y'all keep trying, but he won't do it.
And
Lips are sealed.
I think it's an interesting way. This is from Digerati, the comment, and I think you sort of already covered that with the operator stuff, but Digerati said the slot machines in Vegas are connected to a network and are adjusted on the fly according to play and payouts. Are there similar plans for pinball, like easier to encourage play and then harder to shorten the play time? So I guess like adjusting maybe rules or ball save times depending on what people are.
I think when we think of remote adjustments, we're thinking that an operator will be able to set things without making a trip to his location. We're not you're probably not going to see what he just described.
Yeah. Because it's so localized per machine and location.
Not anytime soon, because I think that, not anytime soon. I mean, and I don't even know if that makes a lot of sense in our world. I mean,
if you're not good at pinball, practice more, right?
Yeah, I mean, we can. I don't know. That's an interesting one. What I was alluding to was, we have had a lot of operator requests that, hey, I want remote adjustments so that I can, look at what my machines are doing and then make the adjustments without making the trip. And it could be a variety of things, right? It could be like feature adjustments, it could be pricing adjustments, it could be all kinds of other things, right? Even some of the insider data, right? Like a guy may call up and say, oh, I had set this notification, but it's making me crazy. I want to turn off the notification for that, or, it's.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, because like the game's already auto percentage, like high score tables and stuff like that, right? So
yeah, it's like, I mean, look, there is some conversation. I won't lie to you. There's some conversation about some of this data can be very, very, very informative, and in a variety of different ways about in terms of tuning the games. And so, is it out of the question? It's not out of the question. It's just not. It's not a feature you're going to see this year. I mean, you may see remote adjustments. You're not going to see. I mean, what he's talking about in Vegas uses a lot, in some cases uses some pretty sophisticated stuff because it has to,
Yeah, we need an AI to set all of that stuff, so it can watch my location and see the ball times be real short and up that ball save timer or something. But
and it's like I think there's a lot of things that play into this, and at the end of the day, games are successful because they're fun, and it's important to keep them fun and make and so it's like we would never do anything that sort of took us away from that.
For sure, makes sense. I like another one from our Fliptronic streamer. Will you ever consider opening up established streamers to apply for a verified location status?
I mean, it's not impossible. The verified, not verified thing is really driven from the business side of the house, and I mean it's a thing I came up with basically just to try to drive to help the locations. To help them drive location play, and also to deal with the notion that, hey, that when you do these things with the glass on a location, it has an element of legitimacy, because if you wanted to cheat it, I mean, have a good time, you can cheat it, but So I think that, look, operators have sort of raised their hands and said, hey, we love this stuff that is bringing people to us. And verified locations is one of those things. It's not to say that like in Europe, I know there are like verified locations that are, like in a, it's like once the guy's bought the pinball machine, he's decided he's putting it not in a place, like in what would be typically considered a verified location, but it is his game, and he has some, he has the right to do with his game to some extent. It's a pro operator, so.
Electronic has done that.
Yeah.
Can you
That's already there.
explain like the difference between like a game that's in my game room versus me playing at a verified location, just for people who don't know what those are?
Right. So the achievement set basically gets a green check mark if you played at a verified location, and the full amount of points that you're awarded towards your experience points on your profile, the full amount is not available unless you've played verified. So you can achieve the same, like if you go to your friend's house and you play at your friend's house, and that's not a verified location, you're going to get half the value for that particular achievement. And then when you play, and then if you want the full amount, you're going to need to go to Logan, or you need to go to a verified location to score the full amount of, and it's just experience points. And so it's just, the idea was we want to create things that drive location play. We want people playing everywhere. I want people playing at home. But not everyone can have every game at home. So at the same time, it's like, and it is part of the social aspects of our game, our community, that if I own these 7 games or whatever it is, and I want to play the new James Bond, and it's going to be on locations before it's going to be at my house, I'm going to go to that location. So we want people playing in tournaments. We want people playing at home. We want people playing on location. So
Everywhere, all the time.
yeah.
Everywhere, all the time, everything all at once.
That's great.
One extra thing about the verified too is it's a good category as far as we mentioned before with the worldwide leaderboards, there being some sort of kind of like almost like a social community kind of accountability. So you can feel. I read somewhere that someone called it. You have the verified location leaderboards where it's considered like you can't cheat, and then they called the other leaderboard that was for everybody the cheater board.
Hey now.
If you want, look, if you must, you must. But it's like, my feeling is, the most amazing thing about leaderboards is that the community seems to be self-policing it.
Absolutely.
So it's like, yeah, I love it. It's
We're
like,
definitely seeing.
love it.
For sure. An issue that came up, I would say it was a unique thing, but at one of the shows, a lady came up to me completely distraught because she got a really awesome score on Godzilla, but then she was signed in her husband's account.
Oh!
And so she got all the badges or the achievements and stuff for it. So she was like, please help me. What can you do? And, Mike was there. Vinicor was there. So I think he handled it. But if we run into situations like this, especially with the home team, like maybe you're logged into your brother or sister's account and then you get the badge you're always wanting and they get it. Like, how do we as the user navigate through something like that? Are we just like,
So it's
out of luck, do it again?
right now you're out of luck because
I see that
Just
as a
cry every
non-issue.
night.
That just gives you the
no,
opportunity
right
to
now
do
you're
it
out of
again.
luck. Ed Robertson sent me a text, a really interesting text one night about 1:30 in the morning, like, Oh my God, I just had an epic game and I wasn't logged in.
I've heard that a lot, actually.
You know,
That shows.
like,
Does everybody know who Ed Robertson is? This blew my mind, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, Bare Naked Lady.
yeah,
It blew my mind.
he's a member of the community and an active one, and he plays a lot and loves the games. But I think that the coolest. So when he did that, the system was new and home team didn't exist. So I hope that by now he's got home team, so this isn't an issue.
We'll have to text him.
This isn't an issue anymore. But I think that look, I'm sensitive to what you're talking about, but you know that we've got a ton of challenges in terms of our tech service group is like, I don't know, what is it, like 7 people, 8 people, and those guys have a lot of challenges just with day-to-day business. And if I threw this on top of that, if I threw I missed those guys they'd be at my door with pitchforks and torches, like you sent somebody to see me because they forgot to log in.
And how can we verify that they're not lying?
True.
Yeah, for sure. Fair enough. Awesome. Well, thank y'all so much for joining us. Kyle, do you have any more last questions or comments for Taylor or George before we let them go eat their dinner?
Nothing that we can't cover in a short amount of time. So we'll just have to wait until the next time we can drag them onto our live stream.
Yay.
Thank you very much for taking time to come and hang out with us and talk to us and tell us
thank y'all
and teach
so
us.
much. It's been great. And
Thanks for having us.
we look forward to next week and seeing all the exciting releases, and we'll hope to have you back on the show again soon, George.
I think you guys are going to get all the villain wonderfulness that you're villain and henchman wonderfulness that that you want, and get the whole kit and caboodle.
See, that's one of those sayings
for this game.
I'm sorry.
How excited are you for this game? Oh no, we went black and white.
Yeah, I went black and white.
How excited are you for this release?
I'm a ghost
compared to your other.
I'm a ghost. Hang on.
Oh God, I was so scared again for the green screen.
Oh yeah.
Did you see that?
No, you're good. You're good.
How excited I am. I'll tell you that honestly right now I'm just tired and anxious because
Same.
at this stage of my games, I'm not ever happy with them. I'm not ever thinking that they're good enough. And certainly I'm concerned about, I think that we've been shoveling stuff in every day, but it's just not going as fast as I'd like. And so, I think everybody, I think that I have no doubt that we will get there. But I'm just anxious and tired, and that's real.
Do you get to rest though after the launch?
What's that? After launch, yeah, I want to take the fall. I mean, not after launch. I think the launch is a big event on the business and sales side of the house. To the team, I mean, we're going to be married to the game for the next couple of months, and so to us, it's just another day, and we have to kind of stay the course and stay focused, and I think we have been. I mean, I think we've been working it really hard. We still have some. We still have approvals challenges. We still have a lot of things that we're working on. And I can tell you that we're working our butts off. I'll say that right now.
No doubt about it. For sure.
So
It's really impressive, and y'all are gonna love it.
I can't wait.
I hope so. I really hope that you do love it. It's a franchise that's near and dear to my heart. I was 10 years old. My aunt took me and a friend. I had a very cool aunt that was in her 20s, and I was 10. Right in 1965, I was 10 years old, and she said, "I just saw this awesome movie, and I got to take you to see it." And that movie was Goldfinger, and she dropped me and my buddy off at a big theater in Chicago. You know, one of those ones with the big. Back in the day, they used to theme out the theater. You know,
Yeah,
big
the organ
marquees,
and stuff.
big marquees and stuff. And that movie was Goldfinger. And after we saw it the first time, we were so blown away. This is like, I mean, I think that if you were 10 years old in 1977, you had the Star Wars epiphany, the Star Wars moment, you know. Well, in 1965, to my generation, you know, those movies were that, and they really hit their stride with like Goldfinger, right? It was like, you know, the first film was Dr. No, the next one was From Russia with Love, and then Goldfinger just like, whoa, what is that?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you know, so I think that the franchise is near and dear to my heart. I'm very, very happy that fate kind of dropped this in my lap, and I hope, you know, I can only hope I've done it justice. And there's you know, like I said, stay tuned. There's a big surprise.
That's so exciting.
Wait.
Okay, actually, I do have one more question, because we could talk about James Bond for a long time. As someone who has also read all of the novels, I like Ian Fleming's writing a lot. Favorite Bond car?
Well, you know, I mean, you know, my James Bond is Sean Connery, right? And so and I that's just it. I mean, it's like one of those things where for some people it was Roger Moore, for some people it was Pierce Brosnan, for you know, some people it's Daniel Craig, and totally get it, totally respect it. My James Bond is Sean Connery, and so my Bond car is the original DB5. And which, you know, no surprise, you'll see it in the game, you know, complete with ejector seat.
Of course. That's what I was hoping you were going to say.
I think that, you know, I think that, yeah, it's, I hope you love it. It's,
He's excited. Awesome.
yeah, I can't say any more. I said,
Before
Gary,
he says any more, we have to end.
Gary,
Okay,
I said,
okay,
Gary, can I say
okay.
anything? He says, no. I've already said too much.
I'm so mad.
He's
I already
eating
said too
dinner
much.
right now. So.
I've already said,
Awesome.
I've said way too much.
It's okay,
Well,
only a
thank
few
you
more
for
sleeps.
sharing with us. We all appreciate it.
Thank
and we
you.
will keep it near and dear to
All right,
our
guys.
hearts. So
Thank you
see
so much
y'all
for
next time.
Thanks for having
Thank
us.
you.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
You know, we'll come back whenever you want.
All
Yeah,
right.
and we'll see you all at Expo.
Yes. All right. Thank you guys so much.
Kyle, say goodbye to the nice people at home.
Well, I'm going to say goodbye to you nice people, because I still have to be here. George, Taylor, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
See you guys.
Bye.
Okay. All right. We're gonna. Oh, that's me.
There you
We're
are.
gonna
Taylor's gone.
lose him. That was such a great conversation, Kyle.
That was so much
We
fun.
were so nervous all day today, and it was just like, man, why
I
are they the
forget-
nicest people ever?
I forget that I don't need to talk much, because George has a plethora of stories
He's such a good
and is so
storyteller.
great at communicating his
gosh.
ideas.
I've never done this before. Am I okay to just leave?
Yes, Taylor, you can just leave.
Still here somewhere.
I was like, wait, can I just? Oh, okay.
You can
All right.
stay if you
See
want,
you
but you
guys.
can leave.
Yeah, you can leave. Bye, Taylor. Thank you.
Talk to you soon.
Oh my God. I need to
She
do.
heard us gloating
Hey, could you?
How amazing they are.
It's been off.
Oh yeah, that would have. I should have noticed that she was still here because this didn't happen to me yet.
It's been off the whole time, but could you turn on the Restream chat or get the chat plugin on OBS up? I haven't been able to read the chat, and I'm kind of
No,
glad
I know. And you know what? I
Is it-
tried to get that up and working for you before the show started, and
Oh.
then I stopped because
It was gonna
when
break
everyone
something.
was talking in the chat, I knew you would be reading the chat, and there was some stuff in there that you would just have gotten totally distracted.
No,
and
I'm
not
glad it
listened
wasn't
to
there.
our awesome guests.
I
because you'd
I
be
want to see it
laughing
now, but I'm
at
glad it wasn't there.
Fliptronics and Dead Flips and Colin Baxter and and all the usual suspects comment. So you'll just have to rewatch the VOD on YouTube later, like the rest of them.
Suppose so. Yeah, that was really fun. I want to sit down and just I want to talk to George and just talk more about that. Like one thing I wanted to ask him, and like I don't know if he can talk about it, but just the you know, like
Insider
in those
at sternpinball.com. Yeah, if you guys want to email them anything, yeah.
Yeah, in those contractor years at Stern, right? Like the only person on staff was John Borg. Steve Ritchie, Pat Lawler, and George all did games for Stern, but as contractors. And you know, George has talked a lot about his time at Bally, Williams, Midway, and stuff like that. But those are also some interesting eras, you know, in pinball history that needs to be preserved somehow.
Kyle, do a PinWiki shout out.
A PinWiki shout out? Oh my gosh, I could not exist without PinWiki. Actually, you know, I'm probably on PinWiki more than any other
website.
If you have any questions about PinWiki, you don't need to ask me. There are so many people that are much smarter than me that have sat down and wrote out everything that I can try to explain using my voice in really concise, awesome manners. PinWiki is a crowdsourced information website about pinball, all sorts of pinball. Every problem you can ever imagine is there. It's a great place to go to learn to also understand basics. How does a switch matrix work? How do Bally displays work? That's actually probably the most fascinating thing you can read right now. So go to PinWiki. It's a wonderful place. Thank you for keeping it up. And also donate. When you have spare cash, send a little money over there. Keep that website up because it's invaluable.
So I had an epiphany, Kyle. So next weekend, I'm going to Cleveland, the Cleveland Pinball and Arcade Show. Kim's running the big women's tournament up there, and then I'm going to do some Marco TV content. But I was thinking, since I have more free time, since we're not going to have a booth there, I should be going around and taking really nice photos of all the pinball machines with my new camera and put them on IPDB.
Absolutely. Yeah. Grabbing photos of games is great.
That's going to be my mission for the weekend, is get as many and look to see like, oh, this looks like a semi-rare game. Let me see how much photos are on there and kind of help expand that database too, because it's such a great asset.
Jay
and
takes
IPDB
a lot of
are
time.
like the two staples of our pinball existence, I feel like.
They really are. Yeah, good high resolution photos of play fields and of the entire games are desperately needed for some titles. You know, if you email Jay, he'll ask for, if you have a game in your house or your shop or whatever, he'll ask for some very specific things on certain games, but yeah, they're great to send over because it's an amazing
I don't have
resource.
space.
What?
Colin says he lives 2.5 hours away, so I can grab the Tekken cab.
Perfect.
From him, but I will not have space. And not sure if I want it yet, but that's awesome.
Oh, you want it.
So everyone, we're sticking around because we are going to do our giveaway. So if you haven't signed up yet, we're going to give you a couple more minutes to get your name down. And we're going to do 3 giveaways for all y'all amazing people hanging out.
3?
3.
Okay, then you need to let me
today.
You need to let me take a craft services break really quick. So you're the star of the show
please.
now. Yeah. Give me a second.
Okay, I'll make myself a whole lot bigger. Hello, everybody. Just kidding. All right. It's always a pleasure having anyone from the Stern team join us on these shows because we really just get that deep dive insider knowledge of what's going on there. And it's exciting to see how Insider Connected is constantly updating, constantly innovating. And I know there's so many features that we all want to see in it, and they're working on it. So it's awesome. Now I feel like I need to get my milestone badges up and running. And if I don't have a good streak, then I don't have any true pinball credibility. So there's this whole new level of stress, societal pinball stress, where I need to go to my local arcade, which is 1984 Branson. And maybe I need to go to Springfield. Okay, so maybe I need to convince 1984 Branson, not maybe, to get Insider Connected. They do have a few Stern games. And then if not, I gotta go to Springfield. Yeah. Oh, hi, Hobbit. Third Flipper from 84 Branson. While you're there, let Ron know. We need some Insider Connected machines so we can keep up our milestone daily streaks. But yeah, so everyone, I'm looking at everyone entering their names. And again, you do have to be here to accept your prize. We are going to give away 3 different prizes. So if you have not signed up yet, go ahead and sign up. When Kyle comes back from the bathroom, that's when we're going to roll.
I'm not in the bathroom.
Oh, I mean getting food. Sorry.
I mean, I was outside just
Branson
looking at
been
the
there 5
bugs
years
and the
ago. Yeah,
birds and the bees.
It's
And
good. It's Branson. Yeah, it's cool.
hey, can we show Can we show people something really quick, like a funny teaser, like what George did?
Yeah.
Can you put the small camera on the big screen really quick?
Yeah, I'm so confused what's happening.
So
I'll do
people
it.
that frequent this show, just pay attention really fast.
Okay.
Okay, we're done.
And that is a huge thank you to our PinTech Live audience members, our subscribers, especially y'all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's all we gotta say.
Thank you. We'll check it out next week when we go back to our regularly scheduled programming. But
Made it happen. It was y'all that made it happen, by the way. Anyway. Since Kyle's back, I am taking all the emails that I have now, all the names I have now to see who's going to be your winner.
I'm going to see who I want to
I won't put my
disqualify
name in
like
there.
immediately, though. Let's see. Oh, Carrie Hardy. Oh, gosh, he can't win. Kick that. No, I was kidding.
Gerald just got in. Take Carrie Hardy out? All right.
No. I'm just kidding.
Done.
No, don't take Carrie Hardy.
Removed. I'm just kidding. And then also just a reminder to y'all, if you haven't noticed the scroll, I'll show our 24-hour free domestic shipping and $10 off international shipping for orders over $99. Code is in all caps PT-Insider. Use that code to get $10 off your Insider Connected kit.
Yay.
Right? We have them in stock now.
Oh, yeah.
And they go fast.
I forgot to mention that. We have tons
before
and
they
tons.
go away. I'm saying that as a friend because they go really, really fast. I'm gonna drop in our links real quick.
I think they should be on the front page of the
All
website.
caps, thank you. Hold on a second.
Don't do that. So much. This microphone's really janky, and I need to get new microphones to clip on my shirt. One day. Which is gonna happen probably soon.
Sorry, I meant to mute when I coughed. I was all choked up from such a great interview. So, who else came in? Oh yeah, we got a few more. Welcome. All right, this is where it's being cut off. I'm adding you guys into the Wheel of Names. Oh, IE Pinball. Carl was watching. That's
What's up?
Carl.
You're gonna enter.
Okay.
Wait, you're gonna enter emails instead of names?
No, I changed my mind.
Yeah.
Well, so I was doing that before because we had some hooligans in here putting their name down like 50 times.
Oh, yeah.
So
I
I
remember.
was sorting it by emails to make sure we didn't have a whole lot of duplicates. Ooh, there's a duplicate.
Yeah, I get
I'm
you.
just trying to make it fair, y'all.
We like to keep things fair.
Next week we'll be back on Baywatch.
Yeah.
We may have a guest. We may not have a guest, but we'll be trucking along on that game. It's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah, I'm excited to get it back together, and maybe I'll bring it home. I need more
Yeah.
pinball at home to not play because I have no
Alright,
friends.
I got
need
the wheel of
friends.
names to go. Blue, 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 blue,
Where's
blue.
Nedry?
Wow, who does that? Who does what? Oh yeah, I didn't put your chat up. I'm sorry. It's 117.
Oh, it's
Dead
cool.
flip. Great work, Calamo. Thank you, big brother. We really appreciate it. It's always so nerve-wracking interviewing y'all. Because you're like the rock stars of pinball, so we just get all like flustered.
Yeah, I'm not supposed to be talking to these people. Gosh.
I know, we're just the peons. We're the fan kids.
No, everyone's super nice in
Will.
the industry of pinball.
Alrighty, let's do this so everyone can go eat dinner. Yeah? Alright, so for the first prize is going to be John Chad's beautiful book, A Graphic History of the Silver Ball.
That's
Do you
it.
have that book, Kyle?
Yeah, let me go get it.
He was so down. He's like, where's the chat box? I want to see the chat box, Iwata. Oh,
I was
this
when
beautiful graphic novel everyone in pinball should own. So if you don't have your copy yet, here's your chance. And if you do have your copy already, this makes a great gift item. So
I was looking to see if there's a picture of George Gomez. I don't remember if he was illustrated in this book.
Pick me, yeah. All right, let's see. We're spinning.
We're spinning.
Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be?
Maybe it's going to be Colin Baxter.
Oh,
Oh, hey.
Paul Maglinger.
We know that
I'm sorry
guy.
if I said your name wrong. Paul. Oh wait, you can't even see it on here
Oh.
because of my screen thing. So it was Paul. Digerati.
We know that
Digerati,
guy.
are you here? If you are here,
Oh, I can see the chat
Um,
if I open up the stream on my phone.
yeah, do it. Digerati, you are the winner.
I'm blind.
Yes, he called you Vanna because you're. Congratulations, Digerati, for winning your own awesome John Chad book. I'm writing your name down. Alrighty, y'all. Congratulations. The next winner. Let me take his name out so we can't win twice.
Yeah. The next prize is going to be this broken, gigantic DMD out of Baywatch.
You don't want to do that.
So whoever wins gets this giant piece of crap that says NFG and then today's date. So, anyways.
Okay, if you want to add that to your prize pack of a Marco apparel item, a hat or a shirt, and some Marco swag, then by all means let us know.
No.
So this is for some Marco swag,
Can't
apparel,
have.
your choice, hat or shirt. And then we'll have one more after this for a big one. So let's see who's going to be looking stylish at the next pinball show.
Me.
And it is
Not me.
Matt Mondin.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to Matt Mondin. Let's see. Matt Mondin, what is your screen name? Is Matt Mondin in the chat? Oops, that's not how I do that.
I see. It was at the bottom. Oh.
Slipstream Pinball. Oh, I saw Slipstream say lots of comments and stuff in the chat. So Slipstream Pinball, Matt Mondin, are you here? Let us know. Emails on screen. Oh no, can you see the emails?
Yeah.
No.
Click off
oh,
that
no.
tab.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. Let me.
Wow,
take
you
that
just
out of
doxed
my-
everybody. Game over. No, no one can see that, could they?
Sorry. I really it was a sliver of hope. All right, Matt responded. Congratulations. I know it would be Nolan that would take advantage of all the exploited emails. Just send them all to me, Nolan. emotoarcade@gmail.com. I'll take them. I'll take the heat.
Wait, why are
Alright,
you in there,
Slipstream.
Emoto?
So For everyone that's winning, send me an email at marcotv@marcopinball.com with your shipping address. And we're going to do all of our giveaway shippings very soon. If you won last week on our show, it's going to go out to, I'm waiting for some shirt size responses.
Yeah. And just kidding, you can't have that DMD.
You can't read it on your TV. Oh, thanks for verifying that. I was going to just horrified. Yeah. Carrie Hardy's personal data needs to be revealed. So, all right, we're removing Matt. And for the one you've really been waiting for, which is a Stern Pinball promotional game banner.
What game? You're like,
I don't know.
how about The Mandalorian?
Actually.
It's right there.
Yes, that's the one we were using. I was trying to think of the one. Show a picture of what they could win, Kyle. This banner has been waiting to go home with you. It's been soaking up all the juices of the air. Kyle has been breathing at PinTech Live at our studio for the past year.
2 years.
And hanging out with him, so you're going to get a piece of Kyle in that banner when it gets shipped home to you.
I'm uncomfortable with this now.
So a Mandalorian banner, air juice from Kyle. Yes, so let's see who the lucky winner is. He'll even be the one that rolls it up and rubber bands it to you and hands it to our shipping department.
That is true.
And the lucky winner is... Yeah, we'll make sure Midge touches it too. True that. Look, everyone's so excited about it. The winner is... It's going to be a really quick shipping, folks, and I'm sure she's going to enjoy it and put it in her house where she can always remember Kyle and Midge. So, congratulations, Deanna. If you're in the chat now, you must say so, otherwise we're going to spin it again. So, Deanna, if you're in the chat, let us know. She's RCD on Twitch. No, it wasn't you, Pinball Daddy. And I did put in the rules. You gotta be in on the chat to be able to accept your prize. It was a little caveat to keep y'all hanging out with us during these late and long days of pinball streaming with us.
You know what I just realized though is going to be fun is that we can have we can raid Jack Danger because he's streaming right now.
I'm dropping it in one more. You know, we're not raiding Jack. He doesn't deserve our fan.
Yes, he does.
I will raid Jack if there is no one else streaming pinball.
That's not cool, dude. Come on.
Oh, really?
He sent me his personal QR code, bro.
Yeah, but that's just because he wanted his name on the screen.
What?
I know how my brother works. Look, we could potentially send a bunch of people to other. Well, is that
actually?
I don't even know what we're looking at.
Jack is the only person that sent me his QR code, and I know that there are more of you potentially watching.
Okay, I know.
That have
my phone number. It would be really unright to not raid Dead Flip after a Stern Pinball stream. I agree. He's only got 33 people there watching him. Look, Fliptronic already abandoned us. Now they're definitely not going to win a banner.
Well, it doesn't seem like Deanna's going to win it either, so we better...
He sent Kyle his personal Insider Connected QR code so he could join our home team when we were doing the home team install. All right. I did not see Deanna say anything in the chat, so we're just going to have to give her a huge high five and spin again to see the lucky winner of the Kyle-infused Mandalorian banner will be.
My God.
Oh, look, okay, and the winner is John Kraus. All right, John Kraus, congratulations. Let's see, I'm going to check my list with that not shown on the screen. Let's see, John Kraus, as John Kraus.
A Facebook viewer,
Oh,
perhaps?
look, Flipstream. Oh, no. Yeah, Fliptronic was denied. And then I saw Flipstream and I got confused. John Kraus, are you in the chat? Oh, he's here!
All right.
Yay!
John wins
I always
the
get so
Mandalorian
sad
banner.
when the people aren't here to accept their great prize. So congratulations, John. Please shoot us an email to marcotv@marcopinball.com with your shipping address, and Kyle will personally roll up this awesome Mandalorian banner and send it to you so you can put it in your home arcade or location.
Or
I
wherever
know.
you
Sorry,
feel.
Christopher Doyle. I'm sorry you didn't win. But we are looking forward to seeing you in a few months at Houston Arcade Expo. And then you can get your own Kyle Air Juices there, hopefully.
I'm so jazzed. That's my favorite
sorry.
weekend of the year.
I know. HR is going to report me. I'm sorry, y'all. I did not. I'm going too far.
There is no HR.
Air
What are you
juice.
talking about?
Air juice. It just, pound sign air juice.
Pound,
That's the
yeah,
right thing.
pound side. Yeah, oh, yeah, okay, we're gonna stop that one then.
All right, let me write y'all's names. Slipstream won the Marco Perro, John Cross run the game banner. Congratulations. And then, so everyone, next week, Stern Pinball is going to be, they're doing their huge official announcement of James Bond, the new 007 pinball machine by Stern. We are taking pre-orders right now, so if you send us email at gamesales@marcopinball.com, we've got you covered, and we're excited for that. And as soon as that releases, we're going to start planning when we can get our machine into the studio and do a really nice deep dive with George Gomez and his lead engineer on the project, and it's going to be amazing. We'll probably do 2 shows again if we can. A pro feature and a premium feature. That's how we did the Mandalorian, and it was really cool. I know that's how we did the Rush. It was Rush we did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
A pro
we'll have
and a
to figure that
premium,
out.
which was
Depending
awesome.
on
Yeah, we talked to John Borg and Tim Sexton, and then we came back with the lead engineer for.
talk to Elliot about the premium. Let's
Elliot.
So
maybe that same format, right?
yeah,
We
perhaps.
get the software engineer.
I'm curious who the team was. I'll email George and
Yeah,
see.
they haven't released it yet, so I didn't want to take away from their big press release that's going to have all that details that's coming out next Tuesday. So it'll be George and a software engineer, and then we'll come back again with the premium with the mechanical engineer.
Why don't
and
we go?
Potentially George again.
Why don't we go? They're going to be at the Dead Flip studio. We should just go to Chicago and then have George in person go over the game with us. I'm just really going to try to push this. We need to do that at least one time. That would be really fun.
That would be really amazing.
I'll drive up there. We can meet in Louisville and just carpool together the way up. I don't know. That might be fun sometime. But the thing is, because they at least at Stern, they will have premiums and pros at the same time. So instead of them sending us 2 different games, one day. I don't know.
We should do both. We want the games in our studio.
Oh, definitely. I want one here. Absolutely. I need one to play. But it would be really fun, thinking about
It would be
it.
fun to do something in person with them.
It would be. And this
and then
is
you
a
gotta
pretty
make a pit
special
stop
game.
at Colin Baxter, so you gotta kind of do this thing.
What's up with Colin?
You need to stop at his house.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I need to send a giant box of beers to Colin's house because he stood in line for 2 hours to buy me a record, which I am amazingly.
Oh, he was the one that got you that cool record you posted about? That's
Yeah.
awesome. Nice.
I'm very.
Oh my
indebted.
gosh, Obi Drunk Kenobi's in our chat.
Whoa!
Yay!
What's up, dude?
What's up, dude?
Long time no see.
Dang, he was one of our original viewers. And,
Back in the day.
got busy with work and haven't seen him around. But it's good to see you.
Yep, here just
Good
in
to see
time
you.
for us to go raid someone else. So see you later, buddy.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's what I'm doing. I'm like, what?
No, I don't
right.
want to end. I'm actually I'm starting to get tired. Since I'm an old man, I'm getting
It's
close
time.
to bedtime here.
We did a pretty long stream. We did a 2.5 hour stream. I can't even talk right anymore.
No,
I
that
know.
was
I need
great,
to go
though.
find my kids. Obi Mother effing Kenobi.
I'm really
I know,
excited.
we all missed you, dude. We always talk about like, nobody left us. Okay, we're
I'd like
going
to
to
have
raid Dead Flip after this. If y'all are cool with that.
Yeah, let's go raid Dead Flip.
Fliptronic, you missed the drawing. You did not win, so no worries. But we saw where you were, so
Yeah.
we're going there too.
But
All
your
right, y'all, so
winners
if you're on
in
Twitch, stick
my love
around.
heart.
We're gonna go raid Big Brother Jackie Boy, and for everyone else, we'll see you next Thursday on another episode of PinTech Live, back at our normal time, 3:00 Eastern.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that
Yeah,
means I can't
thank
come to
y'all.
work
That
at
was
noon
such
again.
A good one. Oh look, we waited too long, so now we're only sending a few people to Jack. So
Whatever.
Crystal knows what you're up to these days. Dude, congrats! If that's what it means, what I think it means, we need to catch up. That's awesome. Oh my gosh.
It does mean what you
Yay.
think it means. I thought I told you that. Oh.
I didn't know. I don't know. I didn't know. I didn't realize that's what it meant.
Oh.
I don't know if it's public knowledge. Can you say?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't know. Whatever. It's his choice.
Congrats.
We're just so happy to have you here for a moment. So everyone, go do
All right,
flippers
see
and
y'all
butts
later.
to Jack. Tell him hello, internet. Give him a big old sloppy kiss,
Yeah.
etc.
All right. Goodbye.